Hello, hello. Hello, all. Oh, heck. Let me fix this. Let me fix this real quick. Okay. Welcome, 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 Dodo, and welcome, Jelly. Index is running a little behind today, so she'll be joining us a little later. And pardon me, I got held up as well.
Thank you for the host. We got you front row seats.
Kitten, thank you for the host, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Let me get that wheel spin for Dodo, because he's fucking fast as shit today. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm first. Fuck yeah. Let's see what you win today, Dodo. Let's spin, let's spin. Ooh, first Ara. Congratulations, Dodo. Congratulations. Ada. There you go, Toto. I hope you enjoy that. Cursed Ara of mine. The lovely cursed Ara. So yeah, Index is held up at the moment. She just started a new job, so her hours were a little wonky, I guess, today. She didn't know her schedule, so she's running a little late tonight, but she'll be here later, I'm fairly certain. But yeah, round of applause. Round of applause for Index starting her new job. Hold on real quick. There we go. Congratulations to Index. So happy for her. So happy for her. She's been making a lot of changes. Oh. Sorry, Dad, I already had it covered. But thank you. Yes, cheer. But yeah. She's been making a lot of changes. I'm proud of her. We should all be happy for her. She's working hard. Working very hard. So when she comes back, when she comes in, just tell her how hard she's worked and how proud we are of her. Yeah. So, I will be starting this solo, and I guess I'll turn on the voices, actually, for this part, since I'll just be reading the narration. So, yeah. Thank you for the alert, kitten. Appreciate it. Let's jump over quick. Oh, freaking model's too big. It's too big. It's too big. It's too big. Okay, that's better. That's better. Thank you for the alert, kitten. Sorry to pull up the game. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. How you doing today, Jelly? What's up, man? What has the Jelly been up to? Jelly Meister been up to today? Ooh, I think we're getting close to the end. Close. Still got a big chunk of tips left to go, but we've made a lot of progress. I am very happy with that. Okay. Didn't we already do that? Oh, heck. I ate 3 vitamin gummies instead of 2. Uh-oh. Is that good or bad? Does that mean you're gonna, like, transform into, like, a mega dude or something? A bigger, stronger guy? Crap, I can't go to options. Okay. Whatever, I'll just change it after. Third year Chris Warrior Shido-sama. The voice volume here. Just the music a little bit. I'm supercharged. You're gonna turn into God soon, aren't you, Jelly? Start pulverizing everybody. But yeah, last we left off, we found out quite a few things. We found out Satoko actually killed her fucking parents. It turns out she did it. She was tripping out from the disease, the mental disease, and fucking killed them. Good God. We find out that Rika's parents had terrible accidents because of Takano and the mountain dogs. Jesus Christ. Just awful fucking things happening in this town. I take 4, I could fight God. Do it, dude. Fight God, kick his ass, and then take his place. That's what I'd do. But yeah, we're on the 3rd year of the Watanagashi now, this timeline. So I'll begin. The strange medicine that I can hardly remember was a capsule. Or maybe it was an oval tablet. It was so red, it must have been a capsule. I can't imagine a tablet in that color. It must have been a capsule. I think it was a little bigger than a normal one. I think. I can't remember. Although I can hardly remember, if I see that medicine again, it'll refresh my memory. That medicine strips away humanity. It takes away human soul, memory, emotion, and it numbs the human body. There are no thoughts, no interests, no will to stay awake or asleep. There's no sense of time. Sometimes a second can feel like an eternity, and other times I can almost see the hour hand move. Either way, there's no emotion involved. What would you do if you turned into God, Jelly? You gotta tell me. What would the first thing you do be? Me would be get rid of fucking mosquitoes, group job interviews, and cigarettes. I would immediately get rid of those 3 things. That's the first thing I'd do is God. What would you do, Jelly? You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me. What's going on in that jelly head? Either way, there's no emotion involved. I can't feel any emotion. The medicine only lets me stay in bed and look up at the ceiling. Only the people who've taken it can understand this misery. What's more scary is that while I'm on the medication, I don't realize how scary it is. I'm given the medication daily and I keep losing all my senses. So, when the medicine wore off by accident, I realized I should never take it again. That's right. This isn't medicine that will heal me. It's just going to kill me slowly. If I continue to take this medicine, I probably wouldn't be able to tell if I was dead or alive, and I wouldn't end up losing myself forever. I'll keep looking at the ceiling without any emotions and keep watching the clock tick forever. If I take the medicine again, I'll lose all the senses I finally regained. I may never be able to bring myself back again. Since the day I realized that, I've been pretending to take the medicine, but throwing it away instead. I think it's Satoshi right here, shit. End the world? Why would you end the world, Jelly? That's a little dark, buddy. Don't you think? If your doctor prescribes medication, you have to finish taking it, even if your symptoms are gone. I can hear my mother's voice. Anytime I went to the doctor's office when I was a child, my mother said that to me. I usually got well before I finished all the medicine, so I didn't finish taking the rest. That's when my mother said that. Why my mother said that. But this is a different type of medicine. I don't even remember how old I was when my mother said that. But with this strange capsule in front of me, I have to try and get rid of my mother's voice from inside my head. I pressed down on my head and my elbows until it hurt, trying to get rid of what my mother kept telling me. Right. As my head clears, I start to remember the ugly side of my mother. My mother betrayed her family. She betrayed me and my father, who waited for her at home with dinner on the table. She told us she was busy with work, but she was having an affair. That was bad enough, but she asked my father for a divorce after he took such good care of her after so many years. I'll play Celestial Baseball with Earth as the ball. Why though, Jelly? You're gonna destroy everybody? Shit, you're gonna beat the shit out of the world with a bat? Fuck. Okay, so this is actually fucking Rena talking actually. She's talking about the pills for fucking schizophrenia. Shit. That was bad enough, but she asked my father for a divorce after he took such good care of her for so many years. But there's something else I can't forgive her for. She invited only me to meet with her new family. Not my father, just me. My father and I are family. Family means being together. Yet my mother tried to destroy the bond between my father and me. Not only has she destroyed her bond with him, she tried to destroy my bond with him too. Because of God. Come on, Jelly. Are you serious? That's seriously what you would do? You wouldn't do anything else? When I remember it, it makes me feel angry and hateful, and I can't forgive her. Is that Index? Oh, it's a wild
Yeah.
Index. Hey,
Yeah, it
Index.
is. I just got back. I actually asked someone to pre-turn on my computer for me, so I didn't have to do that. I just walked in the door.
Oh shit. Well, get comfortable. Let me see. I turned the
I'm
voices
being
on.
assaulted.
I turned the voices on, but like it was just all monologuing, so there wasn't any voices yet. Shit.
I feel bad. I legit tried to get here as fast as
No,
possible.
no, it's fine. You're good. I'm just glad you got the new job and everybody's happy for you. Ain't that right, chat? Everybody's proud of
I'm,
Index. Yay!
I would be more happy if I had a schedule.
So they're just
Uh,
what's going
One
on
of the
with that?
managers told me if I don't have a schedule by tomorrow, that I can just call in and not show up.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of dumb. You want a schedule to know when you want to work.
And when I asked the person who's like the assistant manager person over me,
Uh huh.
she was like, I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm like,
What the fuck? That sounds incredibly disorganized and unprofessional.
wow, she's so unprofessional. She's like,
What the fuck?
she micromanages. Like,
That's really dumb. They need to give you your schedule so you're not fucking just waiting around for no fucking
yeah.
reason. Anyway, I'm glad you're back. Hopefully,
I'm,
that gets better soon. Jesus.
I'm glad I'm here too.
Yeah, I just barely started right now, and it looks like we're talking from Rena's perspective. She's talking about the pill she's taking for schizophrenia, I believe. Which, it's a red capsule. We know we need that.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm. So.
Though we also know that it's not schizophrenia. She actually does have Hinamizawa syndrome.
Yeah, it looks like she was being treated for schizophrenia, though. I don't know if that would
I
help.
like that it's actually like kind of helped with her with the syndrome though.
Yeah, it does. Let's see. When I remember, it makes me feel angry and hateful, and I can't forgive her. She's talking about how much she hates her fucking mom.
Her mom.
Yeah. The back of my eyes started to hurt, and I could feel the hatred on my face. Ooh, that's metal. That overflowing animosity is aimed not only at my mother, but also at the man she had an affair with. The man she had an affair with. Uncle Akihito. I didn't like him teasing me, but he gave me an allowance and tried to have fun with me. I liked him very much, but his niceness was all calculated. He wanted to destroy the family bonds between my mother, my father, and me. That's why I shouldn't have said I liked him very much. That's right. I'm starting to remember and understand. I now know my true enemy. It was his fault that my mother started to have an affair. Because my mother was a very good mother. He was the one who made her a bad one. So he's the one who deserves the blame. When was the first time I met him? I think it was the time when my mother and I went out and had lunch at a restaurant. She introduced him as one of her colleagues from work. At that time, if I think about the first meeting, I think I felt something wasn't right with the way my mother acted around him. That's right, I did. I did think something was wrong. It didn't feel right. I wish I'd trusted my instincts then. I was a fool to think he was a nice person just because he gave me a strawberry from his piece of cake. It was not my father's fault. Because I bet he never met Uncle Akihito. But I have. I've met him many times, and there were a lot of chances to realize he was my enemy. If I had a strong enough will to protect my happiness, I could have noticed that. I can't forget how my father looked on that day. My father, who was so nice and gentle, grabbed his knees so tightly and cried so hard. He asked me if I knew Uncle Akihito. I answered yes. Then he slapped me in the face. When he slapped me, I finally realized how stupid I was for being taken in by him. That's right, it was my fault. I destroyed the happiness I had hoped to last forever with my own hands. If I hadn't been that... Oh, no, it's not. She fucking blames herself. If I hadn't been that stupid, my father wouldn't have had to cry like that, and my mother would have stayed good. If I wasn't that stupid, it was my fault. I can't forgive my mother and Uncle Akihito. Even when I hate him this much, I still call him uncle, and I can't forgive myself for that. It was my fault. Everything was my fault. I was too stupid and foolish, and that's why this happened. I hate her. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. I can't stop being angry. If my mother ever came back to this house, I would rip her apart with my hands. But she never came back. My anger turned towards everything that my mother left in the house. I destroyed every relic that my mother left behind, one after another. I threw and smashed everything. But that still didn't calm me down. Even if I turned the whole house upside down, I still couldn't calm my anger. Where does my anger gather? It starts from inside of me, goes through my arms, to my fingertips, and spurts my nails. Where else can it go? So my nails aim at my own body. My body is the filthiest and most disgusting thing of all. I am the one to be blamed. No, I'm not to blame. My mother's most at fault. My mother's the most corrupt. My body and soul feel filthy. I wanted to stain myself black and slice the remaining flesh into pieces. And one day, I finally realized. There are tons of maggots in my blood. I am rotten. I am rotten from the inside. Come on, rot more. But it is indescribably itchy. It is itchy, 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 itchy. I stabbed my thigh with a razor blade in the bathroom. Oh shit, we're like replaying that one scene we had already. Fuck. Oh god, not this one again. The blood flowed out. Reddish black maggots spilled out. I forced myself to open my blood vessels with my thumbs. Ah, Jesus. The maggots spilled out. Squirm, 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 squirm. So many maggots spilled out from my left thigh. There are probably just as many in my right thighs. Maybe my calves, too. My arms, abdomen, chest. No. How many maggots are there in my blood vessels in my neck? Strangely, although I've become rather insane, there is still part of me that is calm. What? She realizes how insane she is. If I keep ripping myself apart like this, I'll end up dead. But everything is my fault, and I'm the one to be blamed. Even if I blame my mother, the only way I can disgrace her is with my own body. Oh, I get it now. That's the best means for quelling my anger. I feel like I'm thinking incredibly rationally now. In order to forgive myself, I need someone else to blame. It has to be someone else's fault. But no such person exists. No matter how much I think about it, or how I twist the logic, my own body is my only outlet to vent this anger. So long as there's no one else to blame, I'll be forced to rip open every blood vessel in my body. Just like no matter how much I scratch, it still itches. No matter how much I rip apart my own body, it's not enough. The blood is all over the bathroom, and I'm sure it makes for quite the gruesome scene. Although I'm trying to stay calm, I just can't ignore the sharp pain that runs through my body. Maybe because I've lost so much blood, or maybe because I'm naked in the bathroom, I feel freezing cold. My whole body is throbbing and my heart is beating so fast. I'm cold and hot at the same time, and I'm also sad, angry, and in pain. I want to find something that lets me forgive myself. Then, it came. It came in a heavenly light. It was mysterious and unreal, like something out of this world. It apologized. It kept apologizing. Why is it apologizing? You apologize when you're at fault. So if this thing I just met for the first time was admitting to wronging me, that means I'm not at fault. It's at fault, not me. I dropped the razor blade. It fell into the puddle of blood. The pain is taking over my body. The pain of ripping apart my own body is taking over me. I've been telling myself this pain is the punishment for what I've done. But I'm not at fault. It is. So I don't need to accept this pain as a punishment. So I don't need to defile my body anymore. She continued apologizing to me over and over as I stood there covered in flesh and blood. She apologized every time I wanted to blame myself, constantly whispering that it wasn't my fault. Where Ishiro-sama exists, she is always following me. Pit-pat, pit-pat. And every time I can't endure the guilt, she apologizes and tells me I am not at fault. Everything is caused by the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Things started to go wrong when I broke that rule and I wasn't supposed to leave Hinamizawa. I finally remember. When I moved from Hinamizawa, one of my neighbors gave me a charm. He said that if I left Hinamizawa, I'd be cursed, so I had to take the charm. That's right, she gave me a charm. It had some complicated writing on it, but I haven't seen it since I moved here. I may have lost it. There is nothing I can do about that. If Hinamizawa residents leave Hinamizawa, they'll be cursed. My mother and I, even Uncle Akihito too, may have gone insane because of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Nobody was at fault from the beginning, because everything is caused by the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Nobody is at fault. Nobody. I am finally able to forgive everything. The anger that I couldn't get rid of even after I destroyed everything, including my body and soul, is finally gone. Father, now I know. The curse of Oyashiro-sama is what caused my mother to leave, and for you to be sad. You remember Oyashiro-sama, don't you? The guardian deity of Hinamizawa? That's right. People of Hinamizawa aren't supposed to go to the outside world. That's why Mother went insane. It's all because of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. If we had stayed in Hinamizawa, we would have been happy. Oyashiro-sama came to me and told me that. Come to think of it, Oyashiro-sama has been trying to tell me that for a long time. After Mother left, I didn't know why she left or how to express my anger. Oyashiro-sama has kept following me ever since then to let me know that. She followed me everywhere. The sound of her footsteps echoing behind me. But I pretended I didn't notice her. I was so stupid. I didn't hear her voice until I slashed my body all over. If only I'd listened to Oyashiro-sama's voice. I bet she started warning me once Uncle Akihito came into my life. If the whole family had gone back to Hinamizawa, my mother wouldn't have had an affair. We would have been happy there. I bet Oyashiro-sama has been trying to tell me that. That's right, she must have been trying to warn me ever since we left Hinamizawa. She was always with me. She followed me everywhere. I was stupid, trying to pretend I didn't notice. Everything was because of that stupidity. If I had noticed Oyashiro-sama's voice, my family wouldn't have suffered from that curse. It's all my fault. Oyashiro-sama's apologizing. She keeps apologizing, which means this is all her fault. So this isn't my fault, is it? Because this is the curse of Oyashiro-sama, right? She's apologizing, saying, I'm sorry. Oyashiro-sama is apologizing repeatedly. So I'm sorry too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't hear your voice. I'm sorry. We are from Hinamizawa, so we have to keep hearing your voice. Oyashiro-sama definitely exists. Can't you hear, Father? Don't you see? Oyashiro-sama's right there apologizing, saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. Come on, Father. Let's apologize too. Mother, you don't have to apologize. You should die because of the curse. I hate you, Mother. I hate you. I hate myself for being your daughter. These maggots are your fault. They make me itch everywhere. I'm sorry. No, I don't want that medicine. My mother got it to kill me, so I don't want it. Won't take it. I told you I won't take it. Stop. This is a curse, so you can't fix it with medicine. It won't get rid of the maggots because this is a curse. No, I don't want a shot either. Stop. It hurts. Everything is falling into a gray world. The voices of my father and the doctors sound so far away. Even what just happened seems like it happened a long time ago. Again, I'm given the capsule, and even my memory from a minute ago is gone. I'm back in my bed, staring at the ceiling. And what I can see, the only thing that interests me is the hands of the clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock. I follow the minute hand as it goes around quickly, and the hour hand as it goes around slowly. I see other things too, but they keep going through the same motions, just like the hands on the clock. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Orishiro-sama keeps apologizing. Tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Repeating over and over constantly and nothing else. The chorus of Higurashi coming in through the window during the night seems louder than usual. Huh. So fucking Hanyu just keeps saying sorry, huh? It's all my fault that your life is terrible. Alright.
I'm interested in why it's Hanyu's fault.
I don't know. We never really got her backstory yet, so I'm like, are we
I
kidding?
know she's Oyashihiro-sama.
She's that guardian deity or whatever from ages
Yeah.
ago?
From what everything that's been implicated.
Mm-hmm.
But how is she Oyashihiro-sama? How did the magnets like exist, you know?
I like maybe she was like the first priest of the town or some shit. I don't know. That became God. I wonder. Like we haven't gotten her backstory yet, so I think we might get it soon. Break capsule. Here we go.
Hello. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Oh, who are you? Sorry. We just moved next door. We're here to introduce ourselves. Pleased to meet you. Oh my, oh my. Someone as young as you moved here? I see. Welcome. Mom. Our new neighbor is here to say hello. Don't yell like that! Thank you for taking the time to come over. They're the Ryuko family. They just moved into the empty house next door. Ah! Didn't you know? You're living in a haunted house. You're Rena-chan, aren't you? My, how you've grown. Cat is trying to steal my Cheetos. I'm sorry. Just give me 1 second. I'm just taking the bag and putting it somewhere else because he's been trying to nap my Cheetos.
Naughty cat.
Yes, I'm Rena. Thank you for remembering. Oh. Mom, do you know her? Of course I do. You were living in Okinomiya then, so you probably don't remember. But they used to live next door. So you came back, huh? This village is better than the big city, is it? I don't remember much because I was so small when we lived here. But I feel this is where I belong. You fit right in. If there's anything we can do for you, let us know. There's no need to hesitate. We've been being unreserved is the rule here after all. Ah, yes. Thank you very much.
I thought I'd remember things if I walked around the village, but I still don't remember much. I do recall, however, the vivid breeze as well as the brilliant greenery. I don't remember the village, but I remember that this is my hometown. Red scars still remain on my body. But they're hardly visible, and I can't even feel them. I'm sure they'll disappear soon. Now that I'm back in Hinazawa, sometimes I wonder who I was in Ibaraki. In fact, I think I wasn't myself from the moment I left. And now, by coming back here, I finally regained my true self. I can hardly remember what I was like back in Ibaraki. Well, that's probably because of the red medicine. The medicine erased all my painful memories. Maybe that was for the best. I just wanted to be forgiven back then. I couldn't forgive my mother. I couldn't forgive Uncle Akihito. And more than anybody, I couldn't forgive myself. I wanted someone to acknowledge that I wasn't at fault. I wanted to be forgiven. So Oryoshiro-sama apologized. She told me I wasn't at fault because it was the curse of Oryoshiro-sama. That's how I was able to forgive myself. I didn't have to die by tearing my blood vessels out of my body. I think people have to die because they become corrupted. That's why people try their hardest not to dirty themselves all their lives. But I'm still living despite how dirty I am. I've been allowed to live. Is there still some filth left on me? Or am I all clean? I don't know. The only thing I know is that the me who lived in Ibaraki and the me who's here right now are two different people. I no longer feel the need to take responsibility by ripping myself apart because of the filth. After arranging some furniture and unpacking some boxes, we finally had dinner. Although I hardly remember Hinamazawa, my father remembers things very clearly. Excuse me. Fuck. Although it was around when we lived here before, the Watanagashi festival has grown huge these days. It's held at the end of June.
Watanagashi?
Thank you, Index. I've never seen it myself, so I don't know too much about it, but supposedly, people let cotton absorb the filth on their bodies and drift it down the stream. Absorb the filth?
You can wash the filth downstream, huh?
Of course. Humans are sinners. As we live every day, filth piles up on our bodies, supposedly. And once a year, we get rid of the filth by letting the cotton absorb it. People become burdened with filth and sin by doing something bad. Court sentence can settle your crimes legally, but that doesn't mean the burden of the sin or of the filth will just go away. In other words, human hands can't erase human filth in this world. The filth is something humans can't get rid of, and that's why we need a god from a different world to do that. That's what I thought. But I'm surprised to learn about Watanagashi. Human hands erasing human filth in the human world. Letting the cotton absorb the filth and drifting it downstream. That means it's okay to live in this world. I tried to commit suicide because I couldn't forgive myself. Orishiro-sama apologized to me and told me to come back to Hinamazawa. And now, here in Hinamazawa, there's this Watanagashi, a ceremony to get rid of filth. This isn't just coincidence. Hinamazawa is a place to wash away your filth. It forgives sins. It's a place of forgiveness. It's called a purification ceremony. What? Oh, yeah. And murder.
And murder.
Purification by murder ceremony.
I mean, that's one way of getting rid of filth.
Yep.
I've heard of those before.
It's not murder, I'm just taking out the trash, officer. Japanese culture is very strict about filth. You aren't allowed to remain in the spotlight if you accumulate too much. See, that's the reason why politicians and company presidents resign immediately once people find out about their dirty deeds. You must leave the spotlight if you're filthy. To put it in a bad way, the filth is basically pushed onto someone else, and they are held responsible for it. Sins and filth must be removed. That's why people push them onto someone else, and they try to get rid of the filth by sacrificing that person. If that's the case, every time the filth is created, people will try to pass around responsibility for it. That's awfully hideous. It's almost like seeing demons in the human world. That's why they came up with the idea of letting the cotton absorb all the filth. By doing so, people can live without making someone else take on all the responsibility, sins, and filth. Putting everyone's sins onto someone and then killing that person that makes some person a sacrifice. Who wants to be a sacrifice? That's why they desperately push their sins around. The purification ceremony is about replacing the human sacrifice with the non-human one. The purification ceremony dramatically changed Japanese culture. Before then, people always believed someone had to become a sacrifice. In other words, even with filth, everyone can live without blaming someone else. Filth can be forgiven by a method other than death. Only existence higher than humans can forgive them. It was forgiven by Orishiro-sama and came back to this place. To Watanagashi, the purification ceremony that exists here. Letting cotton absorb the filth and drifting it away. There's no need for a sacrifice. That's why I've been allowed to live. The filthy me is drifted away, so the me that remains is no longer Rena Ryugu. If I'm not Reina, then who am I? If I'm without filth, without all those icky things, who am I? A name vaguely appeared in my head. My new name that only remembers one of the letters from Reina, but I think it's a cute name. All the icky things are erased and forgiven with the removal of that one letter. So my name is no longer Reina. My name is Higurashi
Rena.
now? I just make a joke. It's like, my name is... And then Higurashi pops up.
My internet is dying, but I'll be present in spirit. Oh no, Jelly!
Uh-oh. Jelly, no! Let's get a Phoenix down for Jelly. Yuku family's movies required a watermelon. I think we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth Year's Curse, we don't have that. I think we can do this one. Yep. Okay, I'll get going. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Come back anytime, okay? She's like hitting on the real estate agent.
Yep.
Hi, I'm home. Hey, Uncle Hiroshi.
Hiroshi.
Hiroshi. Long time, no speak. No see.
Hey, Mion-chan. Are you going home? I have to give my clients a ride.
Alright. Oh, you're talking about your realtor business, huh?
The Sonosaki family is one of the largest landowners here in the Hinamizawa area. However, since all the land is out here in the countryside, it just ends up sitting there. Recently, the land owned by the Sonosaki family was put on sale in lots. At the family meeting, some of our relatives opposed the idea by saying we shouldn't sell off the land that was handed down from our ancestors. But Granny snapped and shut them right up. Some of the unused fields were made into vacant lots and released for public sale. Actually, I had some questions about it too. The Sonosaki family is very wealthy. We had plenty of land as well as money. So why did we have to sell it off? What's more surprising to me is that Granny was the one who came up with the idea. I would have thought she'd get furious if someone even mentioned something like that. Okay, if you're ever near the station, be sure to stop by. I'll treat you to a cup of barley tea.
Sure, thank you very much. So, how's your business going?
I'm surprised there are actually city folks who are interested. They must be those Nova... I don't know how to say that. Nova?
Well,
Novao? I'd have to look that
let
up.
me look it up.
Novao
Let me look it up.
Reach?
No.
rich with an E? Is it Reich? Reich?
Nouveau riche. People who recently acquired wealth typically those perceived as ostentation or lacking in good taste.
No.
Nouveau riche.
So just people with money, huh? Who live in the
Yeah.
big city yet also want a house in the countryside. Index.
It's from the French. It's a French word meaning newly rich.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess some people are curious.
There's one family seeking to move here, not purchase a villa. He said he wants to build a studio, so he must be an artist of some sort.
Oh, that's great.
Oh gosh. I better go now. Supposedly, he planned a tour to show them the lots, and he's the only one driving the bus. It should be about time for the tour and explanations to end. He left in a hurry.
Hey, can I ask you something? Why did you sell our land? You don't like newcomers. I don't like newcomers, and I don't like big city people either. But the village needs them. It's like ventilating a room. Is it is it good for the village to have new people move in? This is a wonderful village. But the world is changing quickly. In the past, a very small change took 10 or even 20 years to happen. It was such a quiet and unchanging village. Well, that's real life. In this village, nothing is different from yesterday and today. It's too boring for me, though. But you made a friend, didn't you? Rena, Ryuga-chan moved here and you got along great. You told me you were happy you had a friend your age. Yeah. Making friends unexpectedly is fun. I remember you saying that school is boring when Rena-chan is absent. Do you remember that? Are you saying that's the good thing about letting new people move here? No matter how cold it gets, you still have to ventilate your living space, otherwise it gets filled with bad air and you'll suffocate to death. You open the window even knowing the freezing cold air will come in. Letting the outsiders move here is like ventilating the village. Sure. It lets fresh air in and gets rid of the bad air like us.
If I bring up the Hojo family, I know Granny will explode, so I won't. But I think what Granny is trying to say includes things like their ongoing isolation. Even now, when she remembers what happened at the explanatory meeting, she gets really upset. But I guess she feels the need to come to an end. That needs to come to an end. But of course, she just can't say she'll forgive them, not when she's at this stubborn age. She can't lose face by openly saying they need to be forgiven. Honestly, I think she's behaving like a little schoolgirl who actually likes a person but treats them rudely when they're around.
Oh no.
Pretty much, huh? Maybe really do.
Sometimes.
Maybe people really do go back to being children when they get old enough. Yeah. Yeah. The mind is the first thing to go.
I'm already old enough.
I'm not just talking about Granny. The same can be said about all the old people in the village. No, maybe I should say the evil around here. That must be what she meant by bad air. There's no use circulating the air in a closed room. Unless you open the windows and let the fresh air in, the air in the room won't be purified.
We don't know if there's actually going to be people moving here. But don't you think you're expecting too much from whoever does? Just Rena-chan moving here has changed you, Mion. Whoever moves here will change this village. If possible, I hope some young and energetic people who have the charisma to lead will appear.
Yeah.
Keiichi.
Yeah. Cough, Gagey, cough.
They need to be the ones to put us old people away into heaven. Murder them all.
Oh, wow.
Are you thinking about Gramps? Damn you! Nobody's thinking about him. Here, have the housekeeper put this tea set on the veranda.
Oh, we need that too.
Okay, okay. I will. Mion. The day Satoshi Hojo disappeared. You came to me, huh? Yeah, I guess I did. That is what woke me up. This problem with the Hojo family, we can't just let time take care of it. We have to take care of it ourselves as soon as possible. But you can't do it yourself. So you're going to have an outsider take care of it? That's the best I can do. No matter how bad your hand is, the next card can change the flow of the game. So maybe it's a good idea to draw cards from the stack. Your generation will be the new... Your generation will be the new wind. Let that new wind come from the outside. And you'll be the wind from the inside. When both winds create a gale, the gust will blow away the stale air from the village. And that's the epitome of leaving your problems to others. You're the one who started the fire, and you're trying to have your grandchild take care of it? Oh, don't say that. As the new leader of the Sonozaki family, bring the old wind into bring the new wind into the village. If you're saying that that's my job as the successor, please, Mion. I'm too old. The only thing I can do now is to be despised by people.
The wind chime sounded quietly. Maybe that's a sign to let us know a cool breeze is on the way.
A cool breeze named Keiichi.
Heckin' Keiichi. Heckin' Keiichi.
It's watermelon Sour Patch Kids. Do you really want it?
He said on the veranda, Ichi, my bar, and spouting a vacant lot. But we don't have that actually.
We don't have the inspecting a vacant lot, no.
The range of me at the con is acquired.
Oh, we don't have any of these
that.
yet. These are like the very last ones.
Don't have that. Yeah, we don't. Okay. Start back at death. We don't have that. We don't have Tomitake slight fever. I don't think we have this medicine. Let me see. Nope. We don't have that medicine yet.
Nope.
A bottle of wine for a toast. Jiro Tomitake's promise. I don't think we have Jiro Tomitake's promise. Let me see. Nope.
I know we have the draft of the emergency manual.
Fourth year's curse is required. I don't think we have that. We could try.
Wait, did he die already? Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, Satoshi. We don't know what happened to him though.
He disappeared. He was disappeared.
No, they took him to the hospital, and I'm like, did they kill him or did they save him? I don't know. I
Nope.
guess they dissected him. Shit. All right, I don't know what to do. My name is Ichiro Maibara, and I am hopelessly lost. I came to Hinamizawa on a tour to find a lot for a vacation home. When the realtor finished explaining some details, he told us to take a walk until the departure time. Such beautiful scenery and fresh air. I let my senses guide me, and here I am. Where am I? I still have a little time before the departure, but I'm completely lost. This is basically the middle of nowhere, but people actually do live here. If I keep walking, I should run into somebody. Then I can ask for directions. What?
Is this when he runs into seeing like the two kids playing?
Oh, maybe. Don't worry. Ha ha ha. The only thing I need to keep in mind is the departure time from the bullet train. But the more time passes, the more I start to think I was being too optimistic about running into somebody. Because I can't find anybody at all. Maybe I'm walking farther and farther away from where the people are, in which case I'm in serious trouble.
Oh no.
So upon hearing someone's voice, I feel immensely relieved. It sounds like little girls are playing nearby. Well, what do you know? You're right, Index.
Hey. Yeah,
If
he said remember that one time when when he told Keiichi, "Hey, those one girls, can you get them to pose for me?"
Oh, fucking creep. Jesus.
Yeah.
If it's a place where the little kids could play, it must be a safe village. I followed those voices.
We got
Upon rounding the wild, pampas grass, I can see a beautiful field. Two girls are playing there. They're dancing in the field filled with blooming wild flowers. What I'm seeing is more beautiful than all the great works of art I've ever seen put together. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but this looks holier than any religious painting. Why is it that seeing innocent girls dance like this makes me feel this way? It's probably because we're sinners. You can't live with pleasure and glory alone. We sin, even as we live. That's why we feel awed by the sight of innocence. It reminds us of the time when we were pure. We grow up naturally, and we lose innocence as we do. And we admire and adore the children who symbolize that which we've lost.
That's right. Meep. There's a suspicious person who's mumbling some weird stuff over there. Oh, Mika, you're just not a suspicious person.
Sorry. I'm not suspicious.
But you've been staring at my chest and legs. Come on, hentai. Yipa.
Baka hentai.
Come on, baka hentai.
No, I'm not. Don't turn me in. I really wasn't staring. I was using this mirror to fix my hair.
My head's sketchy.
it.
I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't sound interesting. Like father, like son.
The girls teased me for a while, and when they got tired of doing that, they went back to dancing around. Realizing that whatever I said would backfire, I decided to leave them alone and sat down and watched them play. I wonder how old they are. They seem rather young, but maybe they could be close to Keiichi's age. If we move here, Keiichi might meet them at school. If he would see them at school, then they were girls that lived here.
Wait.
What?
He can see Hanyu?
I guess.
How?
I don't know. Magic?
Magic.
If all the
Sounds
children in
alright.
Himazawa are like them, and then even if living a rural life may have some challenges, there's a good reason for us to move here. We're not very good parents. We didn't understand what Keiichi was going through and left him alone until the very end. According to the parenting book I bought, the first few problems are calls for help. It doesn't matter what the action itself is, but the fact that those actions are occurring is primitive appeal from child seeking communication. Humans can speak, and that's one of the reasons why we don't notice such signs. We can only hear words through our ears, and we can't sense the signs coming from our son's heart. Keiichi probably thinks it's all his fault. Of course, he's not absent of blame. Humans aren't dogs or cats. We should know what's right and what's wrong. But it's our fault too, as his parents. To let him think that he had to go that far for us to be able to understand him is really pathetic and disappointing of us. If we had understood him and cornered him, Keiichi wouldn't have done that. So the incidents weren't only Keiichi's fault. Everyone in the Maibara family was to blame. I want to explain that to him, but he's still too young and hot-headed to be able to understand. Right now, the guilt he's feeling is basically crushing him under its weight. He doesn't even have the will to live. My wife is the same. She's blaming herself for forcing him to study for better grades. She thinks that's why the incidents took place. And I'm no different. I'm blaming myself for not being involved in my son's education. I think that's why the incidents took place. The cross will be forever on his shoulders, even after the injured child accepts her apologies. Yet our cold society would tell us to die under the weight of that cross. Even so, we have to live. We have to accept our sins and carry our burdens on our shoulders. Maybe we can start a new life here in this village. I thought about all that as I watched the girls dance. Keiichi needs friends like them. Friends like those girls who will offer him so much more than friends who only talked about cram schools and exam results. The girls are playing near a sign that doesn't fit in this open field. It's a sign about lots for sale, and the name of the realtor who brought me here for the tour is written on it. Does that mean we can live even in this beautiful area if we want to? One of the girls spoke as if reading my mind.
This is a wonderful village. You will find lots of things that you don't have in a big city.
Like lots of murders.
Yeah, so many killers.
Yeah,
So many dead bodies.
that's right.
Right over there.
I think so too.
Right. I think you'll bring some things from the city to this village that we don't have.
Do we have anything?
Sure you do. You have candy. We've lived in this village for hundreds of years just like this. Nobody comes to visit and nothing happens. And so nothing ever changes.
Isn't that what's good about this place?
Oh. Didn't you come here because you wanted to change something?
Yeah, you're right about that.
We want new people here too. It's like breaking the dam that keeps the swamp water from flowing out. Water is purified by moving. If it stays motionless, then it's just a swamp. In fact, this village used to be named after a swamp up until the Meiji era. But the name was changed to Hinamizawa. The water in the swamp stagnates because it doesn't flow. But the water in his stream stays fresh. Yeah. Hello. Besides, you are the ones who will teach us that. The dams can be broken. The dams can be broken. Should be broken.
They playing riddles with me? I have no idea what they're trying to say. But there's one thing I know. The villagers are waiting for new people to come here, and they want to build a future with those newcomers. I looked at the sign behind the girls one more time, so that I'd remember this place. I'd already decided.
Be ready for you to move here. My Bara.
Oh, there you are. Sir, how did you get this far out? The raspy voice from the distance ended this innocent moment. It's the realtor. I guess he's been looking for me because I didn't return. Sorry about that. I got lost. I apologized while scratching my head. I turned around to look for the girls, but they weren't there anymore. They disappeared like ghosts. Maybe Hanyu can like materialize herself or some shit for people to see her. I have no idea.
I don't know.
You got
Maybe
magic.
it's his pervert powers.
Pervert powers. He can see ghosts.
Yep. Well, only girls, ghosts.
Huh, I guess so. This is the school? Yeesh, this really is the sticks. Keiichi, don't say stuff like that. The people in this area love coming here. That was my first impression of the Hinamizawa branch school. No matter how I look at it, it doesn't look like a school at all. It even has a sign that says Hinamizawa Forestry Service. Wahahaha! You're right. We're borrowing the building from the Forestry Service, said the man they called the principal as he laughed heartily.
Although it doesn't look like that. Like it. It is in fact a school. The rules may be a little bit different from the ones you went to previously, though. Are you okay with that?
Yes. I heard all the grades are put in the same classroom at the school. I didn't believe it, but I think it really is true. They're all younger than I am, so I guess it'll be like kindergarten. Though it'll be interesting compared to my previous school where everyone looked the same age.
If you transfer here, you'll be the oldest boy in class. So you'll have to be a good role model for the younger students. The younger students have the tendency to copy bad habits from the older ones. I'll be keeping my eye on you too, so make sure you're aware of that, okay?
Oh, he's gonna be such a bad influence. I understand. I'll do my best. Keiichi, what she means is that textbooks aren't the only things you learn from. As a member of the class and also as an older student, you have to be a good example. I know that already. After that, Chi-sensei brought us to an empty classroom and showed me where my desk would be. Since we're all still growing, I'm sure our sizes are very different. There are some desks that are way too small for me to even put my legs under, and also some that are just perfect for me. There are approximately 30 desks in here. But since all the different grades are in the same room, I'm sure it's very lively. There's also a wall full of calligraphy and art from different grades. It's all pretty exciting, nothing like my previous school. It reminds me of the days when I truly enjoyed my school life. Dad, I like it here. I like this school better than the other one in town. I think my son likes it here. I want him to go to the school too.
I think he just told you.
I see. The school in Okinomiya has more resources and better teachers, though.
Even while saying that, Chi-sensei looked happy to hear that a new student would be transferring to her class. My father and the teachers went back to the teacher's office to get the transfer process going. In the meantime, I decided to stay in the classroom and look around. I didn't care about the move. I lost the will to live because of what I did. I didn't have any willpower, and I couldn't even get out of bed. Crippling depression. So, when my parents told me about the move, I thought that wouldn't change anything. But after the move, something did change. I want to restart my life. I want to restart my life and become someone I've always wanted to be. Here in Hinamizawa at the school, I can do that. I'm not going back to who I was. I'll never again think that good grades are the most important thing in this world. I have a feeling that I can learn the things that are really important in life here at the school. I never had the chance to learn them before now. I'm almost embarrassing to put into words. But they're extremely valuable things, and if you don't learn them, you won't become a decent adult. What were you saying, Index?
I mean, he does learn how to sword fight on top of the school roof,
Yeah.
so...
With his fucking knife and a bat. Jesus. The students at the school learned them from a long time ago. To them, they're a given. Yet, I have to spend time learning about them even at this age. How to make friends. How to play with friends. To play. Things you can only learn from play. Things like socializing with others. Etc. Etc. It seems so easy. But it'll take me a while to learn them. I pushed those things aside and devoted myself to studying. I'm not trying to say anything isn't important, but you shouldn't become blinded by it. If someone says studying and good grades are the most important things in life, he's talking bullshit. So I can restart my life here at the school. Finally, I can become someone I've always wanted to be. I noticed two girls looking at me through the window. The schoolyard must also be a playground for these children, because I saw a lot of them playing there earlier. I guess those two noticed me walking around the classroom and became curious. I guess that's natural. I'm a stranger to them. Should I say hello and let them know that I'm starting school next Monday?
Ah! Finally! We've been waiting for so long. Here's what changed things. Because Kiichi is the sixth on the die. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But his die rolls a 1 far too often. Yeah, because he's a moron.
Yeah.
Oh. That's not Kiichi's fault, though. It's all your fault, Hanyu. It's because of you. Apologize to Kiichi. Oh.
Eh? Do you know my name? She said my name, didn't she? Did I hear her wrong? I've never met her before.
Nippa! Are you a new student?
Eh? Nice to meet you. I'm Keiichi Maibara. I'm starting next Monday. Take care of me, okay?
Oh. Sure thing. There's a message for you, Kiichi, from the Shrine Maiden of the Furude Shrine. On your first day, be careful when you come through the door to the classroom. Also, there'll be a thumbtack on the back of your chair. That'll be a toy frog in your desk, too. But even with this warning, you'll fall for it again and again. Your Monday is going to be disastrous, poor Kiichi. That's why it's fun. Why don't you try and overcome that fate sometime? You'll be the one to teach us that.
Oh.
In one of the many worlds, right?
Huh? Huh? I'll be reminded of the prophecy made by the two girls next Monday, because because of the actions of a snaggletooth girl. I'll realize it too late, though. But I like it here. My name is Keiichi Marbaro. This is my new beginning, and this time I'm going to enjoy it to the fullest. I've been missing out on so much, but I'm going to learn all those things here. I'm going to absorb all of it, and I'll become someone I've always wanted to become. It may take a very long time, but I'll definitely do it. Setting up all the pieces on the board, huh? Like we need them to be. Yeah. Alright, that's another fucking page completed. Have that.
I'm not sure. Try it.
Nope.
Has Koizumi Sensei died?
No. I don't remember Tomitake having a fucking fever, but okay.
Either.
The Kano-san always comes along with me whenever I go take pictures on a stroll. She might have discovered the joy of cameras, and I'm happy to gain a friend who shares the same hobby. However, there's actually something else she's much more interested in. That would be the history of Hinamizawa. She frequently visited libraries and local archives to read through various documents and books, and when it comes to Hinamizawa, she's gained quite extensive knowledge of the local history. When she's in a good mood, she tells me about things like how Hinamizawa used to be called Onegafuchi Village, and how the villagers there used to perform various cruel ceremonies based around the worship of Orishiro-sama. It seems she loved tales of violence, and that actually gave her a mysterious charm. On the other hand, I don't do well with grotesque things, so I can hardly say anything in response. The stories of cruel ceremonies that she gets excited about, I don't really get them all that well. However, with the way her eyes light up when she talks, I don't mind spending time with her even if I have to hear about cruel things. You sure like looking into that stuff, don't you?
Sure, it's fun. It's thrilling to unravel a dark past that has been sealed away, don't you think?
The Kano-san smiled the way she almost made it seem like a dark past is something fun. But of course it isn't. The dark history of Hinamizawa that she loves is something cruel and atrocious, like the witch hunts in the Middle Ages.
Besides, they helped me in researching Hinamizawa syndrome. You don't have to always look through microscopes to research things. Sometimes the traditions of this village that have spent so long with the parasite can teach us things that are far more valuable.
That's true. Boy, you sure are passionate about this.
That's because research gives my life meaning. To step into the unknown to uncover a secret that nobody else knows. Don't you think that's wonderful? It tickles my intellectual curiosity. That's perhaps the greatest entertainment available to humans, who can feel joy just from thinking. The first person to work on this Dr. Takano must have discovered something fascinating enough to make him devote his entire life to the research of the syndrome too. I think I'm probably the only one who understands his feelings. I suppose it would be too difficult for you, Chiro-san, since you're not a researcher.
She always seems so enthusiastic every time she talks about the late Dr. Takano, an independent researcher who was the first person to discover the existence of the syndrome. There has to be something more than just her imagination as a researcher, admiration as a researcher. Come to think of it, Dr. Takano's full name was Hifumi Takano. Takano-san's full name is Mio Takano. Not only are their last names pronounced the same, but their first names follow a similar pattern. They must be connected somehow. I don't know anything about Takano-san's personal history, but there's a good chance that her name is an alias. So it's very possible that she chose a name to reflect the research she admires. I see. So is that why you chose that name?
What?
Well, the name of the researcher you look up is Hifumi Takano, right? And your name is Mio. In Japanese, it's like you're counting upwards. You're continuing the research he wasn't able to complete. So I thought maybe that's why you have that name.
Sorry. Who told you that?
Huh? No. I just thought of that now. I didn't hear it from anybody.
You're correct. I'm surprised you figured it out. Since you're so dense.
I know you admire Dr. Takano, and sometimes you've spoken as if you were his daughter or granddaughter, who inherited his research legitimately. And that's why I said that. Even authors like Rampo and Ogawa use their pen names as homages towards authors they admired as well. So I thought maybe the name you use is like your pen name, you know?
No. That's not so. Mio Takano is my real name. You write my family name differently, though.
Huh? Then it really is the exact same family name as Dr. Takano? That's even more of a surprise. And Mio's your real name too. Mio Takano continuing Hifumi Takano's real life work. What a fateful coincidence.
You're overstating it, Jiro-san. This isn't fate of any kind. He's my grandfather.
What? This is news to me. I heard Takano-san discovered documents about the Hinamazawa syndrome left by Dr. Takano after his death, and decided to continue his research. I've never heard of them being related before.
Someone told me it'll leave a bad impression if I ask for money to continue my grandfather's research. That people may think I'm trying to pull funds for a family matter. Why change one of the characters in my last name? So other than Uncle Koizumi, you're the first person I've told this to.
I see. I didn't know. So that's why you're so passionate about all this. I understand very clearly now. She really did inherit the work her grandfather was unable to complete.
I'm okay, Shop.
Getting cozy, kitten?
My grandfather researched Hinamizawa syndrome not only from a medical point of view, but through old documents and literature as well.
Oh, again, kitten? Ada, ada. Ada, ada. Ada, ada.
Yada yada.
What?
What? What?
Cat decks.
You said it's supposed to be cursed.
Nyan decks.
Looking through the old stories of the village, that has been living with the syndrome for hundreds of years can be far more valuable than looking through microscopes that magnify things hundreds of times. Grandfather taught me that.
I just got home. Oh, welcome home, kitten.
Welcome home.
I see. I'm sure your grandfather's happy that you're finishing the work he couldn't. I bet he's really proud of you.
I hope so.
I said something Takano-san would normally tease me about, but she didn't. She nodded and smiled. There's no mistake. She's indeed the granddaughter of Dr. Takano.
Sorry, 1 second.
My grandfather is Hifumi, which means 1, 2, 3. And I'm Mio, which means 3, 4. Following after my grandfather, we have only counted the 3 of us. We have only counted the 3 together, and counted the 4 after my grandfather. We must reach the 5 that neither me nor grandfather has seen yet. That is my duty and the reason I was born.
That's why your name is Mio, huh? I think that's a beautiful name.
Ah, thank you, but please keep the granddaughter issue to yourself. My clients don't even know, and I don't want any unnecessary problems from them finding out about it.
Nom, nom.
Sure, okay. This is a secret between you and me, huh? Although it's only a small secret, it feels good to think that I'm the only one who knows about it.
I've only counted to 3. I haven't reached 4 yet. The path before me is long and rough. But I'll do it. I will expose the secrets of Hinamizawa syndrome.
I'll support you. That's my job in the first place, isn't it?
Jeez. You'd sound pretty cool if you didn't tack things out like that. You only needed to say that you'll support me, you know.
I'll support you with this dick. This dick. That's what he meant, right? Ah. Okay, I'll support you with my dick.
It's too late. You're not cool if you can't get it right on the first time.
We laughed cheerfully together. And after we finished laughing, she became serious again and spoke as if to drive the point home.
So remember, Chihiro-san, don't tell anybody that I'm his granddaughter, okay?
Okay, I promise.
It's not a bad thing, but I don't want the clients to cut their funding because of that.
I don't think they will. Besides, I won't tell a soul.
Are you sure? Are you really, really sure? This research is the entire purpose of my life. My mission is to complete my grandfather's work. To prove that his trampled research is actually something amazing that will shock the world and make everyone praise my grandfather, who is perishing away under the earth, eventually having him ascend as a god. That's the meaning and purpose of my life, Jiro-san. If you say something that creates problems for my research...
Don't worry. I'll forget everything you told me here. Really, I mean it. I won't say anything. I promise. I won't say anything.
Sure, Jiro-san.
I sensed something frightening within her for a moment. Afraid that she would end up possessed by it, I swore to keep the promise. Her intellectual curiosity as a researcher and her conviction to complete her grandfather's work are what stirs her passion for researching Hinamizawa syndrome. I think there's one more reason, but it's far too deep, and it's within a wound in her heart that someone like me should never touch. But earlier, she said, if we create problems for my research, I wonder what she wanted to say after that. I can't help but think she wanted to say something terrifyingly merciless. I kept my promise with her, and we never talked about the issue again after that.
Oh, I have a phrase for you to say to welcome Kitten Shop home.
Ah,
Hokairi nasai.
Okairi Nisai?
Nasai. Nasai.
Nasai?
Hokairi nasai.
Okairi Nisai? Nisai? Whatever.
Gohan ni
Gohan
suru.
Nisuru.
O furu ni
Ofuru.
suru.
Okay, I'm not reading all that.
No, it's almost over. You're almost done.
No.
No, do it.
No.
Bunny, please.
What was it again?
Soretomo watashi.
No, I'm not saying that. No. Nope.
Yes,
He
you
does.
got to.
Of course he wants me. He doesn't want a bath. He doesn't want food, he wants me. That's why he's here. Duh. Okay, now we can do this one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It happened so suddenly.
Oh, this is
Uncle
death.
Koizumi passed away. I never heard he was ill or wasn't feeling well. His chest started to hurt suddenly and he couldn't sleep. He called an ambulance for the first time in his life because he didn't think he could endure the pain. He was taken into emergency care, but he didn't live to see morning. It was an acute myocardial infraction. Myocardial? Is that the chest?
I have to check.
Myocardial. Cardial.
No, it's myocardial.
Myocardial?
It's an acute myocardial infraction. It's basically a heart attack.
Oh, wow. But maybe it was the best possible way to go. Instead of being in bed for many years, slowly dilapidating and withering away, he was healthy until his death, so I think he must have lived a wonderful life. The best way to die is in your sleep, if you ask me. My grandpa got a good death, actually. What he wanted to pass away in his own bed in his home, in his sleep, and that's what he got. I'm glad that was the way he went. Sad, honestly.
I wanna have to have everyone deal with my body.
I just want to die in my sleep.
You wanna die in your sleep?
Just like go to sleep. That's it.
Okay, if you die in your sleep, I'm not gonna be the one to find you though.
Okay.
I don't want to be the one to find you. That'd
Of
be
course,
too
nobody
scary.
wants to find the corpse, but like in terms of how you die, I think it's probably the best way to go.
No, I'd be too sad.
Okay, death is sad in general. Jeez.
No. The best way to go would be dying in a huge Gundam battle. That'd be amazing.
Nerd. You fucking
Shut up.
nerd. Fucking
Wait,
nerd.
you know what else would be really cool? You know what would be else would be really cool?
What?
I think like doing like a golem, like at the end of Lord of the Rings. That would be pretty sweet. Do like a swan dive into lava.
To me, like the coolest way to die would be like Doctor Strangelove, where you're riding a fucking nuke down as it fucking falls and blows up, and you're like riding
that'd
it
be awesome.
like it's a bull. You're like, yeah.
Or like surfing on it. Oh, that'd be super metal.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that'd be cool. But still, it was too sudden.
Yeah, I probably want to die in my sleep too, though.
It's a peaceful way to go. I wish I had called him Uncle more. It's too late though. Uncle Koizumi would never smile at me again, with his wrinkly old face, no matter how many times I called for him. He was my guardian until now. He always looked after me, making sure my efforts received proper recognition. Maybe he only did that because he couldn't help my grandfather when he was alive. But still, he was an important person to me. He wasn't just my political backing. But I didn't realize that when he was alive. I only thought of using his power for my own agenda. But after he died, I realized Uncle Koizumi was my grandpa too. He provided the warmth and protection that I longed for from my own grandfather. At his funeral, I shed tears that I thought that I forgot how to.
Uncle, thank you for everything. I should have called you Uncle more.
No matter how many times I called him, he would never reply. What I could do for him at this point is complete my research. I must accomplish my goal for his sake. When my grandfather's research is finally acknowledged, Uncle Koizumi's name will be known once again for being the sole supporter of his endeavor. I believe that's the best way to repay him for everything he's done. I vow to devote myself to my work even more from this day on. But, unfortunately, hardships and sadness tend to come together. It was like the tailwind that blew steadily until today suddenly became a headwind. The wind shifted far too suddenly. So strong, so cold, so sad.
What are you talking about, Jiro-san?
Well, you know that Koizumi-sensei was the main political sponsor for the Ide Institute, right? He had trouble getting approval from the related agencies, but Koizumi-sensei used his political weight to force it through. After all, he was one of the key figures in the post-war restoration, accomplishing tremendous deeds in the medical industry. He held a huge influence in politics and industry.
So, now that Koizumi-sensei is gone, the way he did things won't work any longer.
So far, it's only a rumor, so I don't know for sure, but I heard they're going to reconsider the budget allocated for the project.
Are you saying the Irie Institute will be closed down?
Oh, Dodo. Alright, Dodo gets to spin the wheel.
Dodo.
Heckin'
Wait,
Dodo.
I want to spin the wheel.
Alright, you want to redeem it?
Yeah, give me a second to move my cat's butt out of the way.
Spin, spin, spin for Dodo!
Wait, that's the sound
Ooh.
alert. Yeah, but that.
Alright. Alright, Dodo, is it going to be the regular or sexy penguin laugh? I'm betting sexy. Should I even just bother having it be, like, regular? Just say sexy penguin laugh?
The sexy one's so
I
good.
think I'm just going to make it the sexy one.
I love your sexy laugh.
Because, like, nobody's chosen the regular one, actually. I don't think ever.
It's my favorite.
Of course I want regular? Oh, okay. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. There you go, Dodo. Alright, spin for index. Spin dex.
Yay.
Spin dex.
Spindex for the Windex.
First Arda Arda. Congratulations, index.
Yay!
Arda Arda. Arda Arda. Arda Arda. Arda Arda.
Wait, who is sexy?
That's already sexy, though.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine.
Dang it. Well, I
Kitten
don't know.
Shop needs a spin too.
How the hell could I make it any sexy? Arda Arda. Arda
I
Arda.
love it.
God,
I love it.
That sounds like a fucking 50-year-old smoker fucked up vocal cord voice. Oh god.
Fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Reminds me of when I first followed you before the sexy laugh. Back in the prime days. Oh, to be young again. Oh yeah.
Oh, the younger
Oh, the long period of 1 year of VTubing. Alright, can you get spin?
Oh, yeah. Bean for the king.
Oh, you get a
I like the
pengu laugh.
music.
I'm assuming the sexy or is it regular this time? Oh, Dodo. Be young again. I'll give y'all a free stretch. Sexy, please. Okay. Alright, there you go, kid. Ooh. Ooh, I needed that stretch. Oh,
Did you?
Fumble. God. Everybody spins the fucking wheel right now, Jesus. Alright, Fumble.
Thank you for the host. We got you front row seat.
Spin,
Well,
spin,
thank you
spin,
for the host, too,
spin.
man. Appreciate it. Alright, spin, spin, spin. Ooh, Fumble. You get a pengu laugh as well. Regular or sexy? Make your choice. Pick your poison. What game were you playing again? It was a strategy RPG, I remember correctly. Kind of like Fire Emblem. Oh, Shining Force 2, I believe. I love that game. Sexy, okay. There you go, Fumble. Hey, Lily, how you doing? My ice queen. How did Maple Story go? It was fun watching you play that. Yeah, yeah. The ending was bullshit, though.
Lily.
The ending was such
Hey,
bullshit.
Lily.
Sexy. My God, sexy penguin. Sexy penguin.
Sexy penguin. Such penguin.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna commission Div to do those emotions. By the way, I
You
sent her the
thought
message
about it?
Yeah, I told her to send me the invoice. Doggo, okay. Damn, I need to get another pick. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, give me a new photo. Or better yet, we get you a secondary camera and you can just call your dogs in and we can just watch
I'm gonna watch my dog.
your dog.
Okay, add source. Image do I have that I want to use though? Can't put any of my dick pics up.
Yeah, put up your biggest donger pic. Better yet, send it to me.
Did a girl just
I'm
ask
doing
me
good.
for a
How are
dick?
you, Lily?
A woman just asked me for a dick pic. That's great. I love it.
Yeah. Send me nudes.
Nude.
Send nudes. Send noodles.
Shrink the image a little bit. There's my dog Willow.
I'm doing okay. Oh, so cute.
She likes
I want a pet.
to hold hands. Like I'll be petting her and then she'll put her fucking paw out and just be like, hold it, bitch, hold my fucking hand. Yeah.
I wanna hold your hand.
My little blonde bitch. Get it? Blonde bitch? A female dog? Ha ha ha. I'm funny.
You're so funny.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
I'm smart.
You're so smart.
Yeah, she's my little blondie. She likes to hold hands. Her previous owner must have trained her to do that. It's always.
Oh, I'm tired.
She, it's funny. Like, I'll pet her a little bit, right? Like, if I'm walking through the hallway, I'll give her a couple pets, right? And I'll proceed to walk to the kitchen or whatever. And then she'll just start following me and be like, excuse me, that wasn't enough. That's not enough, sir. You stop. You give me more pets.
Stop. Give more pets.
Pretty much.
We
And
need more pets.
yeah, she'll sit down, right? So I start petting her. And then she'll put her paw out on my hand to, like, kind of keep me there. It's like holding me in place. I don't know. She's a crafty one. She's a
crafty little devil, that one.
She's pretty wily. A wily doggo. But yeah. Her name is Willow, and she is an Australian Shepherd mix. Very, very sweet dog. Very sweet.
That's so cute.
I like how female dogs, they look like they're wearing mascara, kind of. It's interesting. It's like they're wearing natural makeup. Like, such a good dog. Your dog is so pretty. She's very pretty. She's a very pretty lady. Very pretty girl. It's funny because her lips, like the corner of her lips are kind of droopy, right? Like they kind of droop down the corners of her lips. So if she's like panting, you know, she's got her tongue out, right? And if she leans her head a little too much, like her tongue will hang out the side of her lip. It's funny. Looks all doofy like that.
It's so cute.
Yeah. She's got a really thick coat. I think I've mentioned this before, but like when it rains, she'll go outside, right? And she'll just be out in the rain for who knows how long because she can't fucking feel it because her coat's so thick. So then she'll come inside a fucking wet, soaked wet fucking sponge. It's funny.
That's adorable.
But she's kind of a doofus. A blondie doofus. She's blondie. She's blondie doofus.
Blondie doofus. That's adorable. She's cute though.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand people that think that like dogs aren't cute, like cats. They think that cats are like the end all.
They're just
end
they're
all be all
cat
cuteness.
people and they're dog people.
Yep. I don't know.
And then there's me who just
Loves all animals.
said I like animals. Who did you talk to?
Huh?
Said who said I liked animals? Who did you speak with?
I just made that assumption about you because I know you a fair amount. I guess I was right, huh? I hit it on the nose, huh?
A little, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my doggo. Should I keep it in the background a little bit? Let me shrink it down. Put it like... Sort of put it... We're off to the side. We're down here. I'll be like, donation goal. Help me buy a new dog.
I actually want a dog. Like a dog of my own that
Yeah.
would get along with my cat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dodo's trying to get your attention, Index.
Hey, Index. Hi, Dodo. I was looking at my Pikmin app so that I could send Penguin how many steps I did today.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got you walking around a lot at Walmart, huh?
Yeah. I just messaged it to you on Discord.
Let me see.
Hi, Ken.
Oh, wow, that's a shitload of steps.
I know.
Are your feet sore?
Yeah, and I've only been walking around since like 2 o'clock to like 7. Actually, it was more like 3 o'clock to like 7.
Okay. Oh, congrats, Dex.
I did all those steps.
Probably be
That
stepping
amount of time, that's so weird.
Probably be doing a lot of fucking steps every day now. Huh? Gotta get
I'm
used
gonna
to it.
step on you.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'm gonna step on you.
You can get better at stepping on people from there.
I'm gonna get really good at stepping on people.
Your skill just goes way up. Your skill points.
Oh, my XP is gonna be amazing.
Yep. Alright.
We better step to it.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah, I watch your model break as I say that.
Oh my god. Alright, did you read this text or no?
Yes, I did retext.
No, I haven't heard anything about them reconsidering the Institute. But since Koizumi Sensei's death, the rumors say there's a great deal of confusion among the old guard and their faction as well, as a civil strife within the party around finding his successor. It seems the opposing factions are gaining influence in the human resources of our client. So they may begin to dig deep into the holy treasure chests that the Koizumi faction held to fund their project. Of course, this is all too complicated for me to explain that well, and besides, these might just be rumors. Jiro-san kept saying there were rumors, but that told me the wind's direction has changed. Or maybe Jiro-san already knows everything and is simply trying to warn me about it. And then, at our next routine audit, Jiro-san made it clear with his own mouth. High-ranking government officials who had never came here before attended the routine audit along with Jiro-san. Just by seeing those faces, I can tell the turning point is approaching. As you know, the Alphabet Project was created to strengthen post-war Japan's presence in the world with the view of developing deterrent weaponry. However, the 21st century is now just around the corner. In this day and age, we must put the past behind us and start looking forward to a new world. He meant exactly what he said. Japan has already put the past behind. and it's cutting off its ties to the ghosts that wish to resurrect his militaristic might of the pre-war era. It's been 40 years since the end of the war, and we've contributed to the world in various peaceful ways. We have a strong alliance with the United States, and our nation has established its position in the world affairs well enough. We have kept our promise to forever renounce war and nuclear weapons, and we are known as a nation of peace. In this coming century, our presence and influence will grow even larger. Alphabet Project. They're like, we project that anime will take over every other country with Netflix.
See, it's an alphabet project. The A, anime. B, bioterrorism.
Oh my god! You can consider anime a form of bioterrorism, can't we?
I'm just laughing. So what's C? What would C be? What's C be?
Come? No.
Computers. Sony take over.
Oh shit.
Computer. First is anime. If anime doesn't work to take over the world, I guess it's bioterrorism.
Yeah, pretty much. So they've come to the Ide Institute, one of its branch organizations, to tell us Japan has renounced nuclear arms. So the Ide Institute will be facing a strong, cold headwind from now on. The roll of the die that came up with the one on that stormy day has reappeared. I won't let the result of a die affect me. The power of my will won't be beaten by some god's roll of the dice. Therefore, we are going to restructure the Alphabet Project to one that's more suitable for this day and age. This new Alphabet Project will be tasked with figuring out the best way for this country to achieve a larger presence in world affairs, not through militaristic means, but through peaceful measures like international trade and economic development. All the people who hold tremendous influence in the politics and economy of Japan were born before the war, so naturally they want to regain the glory of pre-war Japan. The very idea that we can win next time if we research the new bomb that defeated us is itself the specter of the war. No, everyone already realized that. It was just that no one could speak out against the grandstanding elders they owed their gratitude towards. Soon the old will wither away and the new generation will take control. Uncle Koizumi was, in a way, the last remaining pillar for the old generation. His death is a chance for the new generation to step in. The things they could argue openly are now being discussed. They've pointed out that from the beginning, the Alphabet Project was created for the personal satisfaction of a small group of people, and it sucked money out of the treasury. And so, the new generation of politicians have taken over from the old. The boomers are dying! Therefore, everything the Alphabet Project was sponsoring will have to be re-reviewed. Of course, the
Actually,
Ide
based
Institute...
off the time.
What?
Based off the time, aren't Takano and Tomitake boomers?
Yeah, but like, they're the super boomers, I guess.
They're the silent generation, actually.
Whatever, the super boomers, fuck it. They're the super boomers because they want bombs. Remember? They want nuclear fucking warfare. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Of course, the Ide Institute is one of those subsidiaries. We hope that you'll understand and respond amicably. I understand. We can't do our research without our sponsors, after all. We'll give you our full cooperation. Ide responded appropriately, but he's obviously bewildered. The best equipment and staff are being provided to the Ide Institute. In other words, our research requires a huge amount of money. For those with no interest in Hinamazawa syndrome, they probably won't be able to understand why that much money is being put into research of disgusting parasites. If they're simply going to revise our budget, that would be fine. We were receiving more than enough money. That would naturally be adjusted. It hurts, but we can endure. That's what I thought. But if just enduring it was enough, it wouldn't be a 1 on the die. So even in that sense, this is definitely a roll of a die coming up as 1. Anyway, the new board of directors was inaugurated back in April, and they've outlined their new policies for all projects. For more details, please look through the papers I'll be handing out. These papers were passed around. He started to go over the details, but I read through quickly so I could learn about their stupid decisions first. The Ide Institute has made great headway in uncovering the mystery of the Hinamizawa syndrome, as well as creating a cure for the disease. The board of directors is extremely pleased. We recognize this due to the unceasing efforts of Director Ide and all the staff of the Ide Institute. Thank you. Even while he received their congratulations, a tense atmosphere surrounded me and Ide. It's customary to start the conversation in the opposite way you're planning to take it before delving into your main point to convey. The good news for the bad news. If the main issue is something good, then start with something bad. Or vice versa. The Ide Institute had two main intentions. One was to study the disease and hopefully find a cure. The other was to research the possibility of utilizing the disease for military applications. The new board of directors had decided to put a stop to the latter immediately. In this day and age, researching biological weapons is an Achilles heel for Japan. The Ide Institute must cease all related research and destroy any results. I understand. I will comply. Ide replied with that immediately. Ide was assertive about finding a cure, was never even remotely interested in researching the disease's use for the military purposes. So I'm sure he has no qualms about concurring with such demands. But I don't agree. Because our research will be more limited if we're just trying to find a cure. To me, finding that cure is simply a byproduct of my larger goal of discovering everything about the syndrome. Also, regarding the Ide Institution, we have decided to have you wrap up your work within the next 3 years. Your budget will decrease gradually as well. Wait, please. We've only recently figured out anything about the syndrome, and there's more we have to learn in order to create a better cure. We're making progress, but I can't guarantee we'll come up with a complete cure within 3 years. It's the understanding of the board that the Ide Institute has already completed enough research to develop a cure. The Ide Institute has already completed the C117 vaccine. Has a great deal of clinical data. No, it's not even close to being completed. It's still only a prototype, and we're far from being able to see a cure for all the villagers. Debating the end of our research at this stage can only be described as absolutely positively reckless. I'm surprised that Ide objected. Thanks to him, I didn't have to say anything. But if Ide hadn't objected, I'm sure I would have shrieked in protest. In other words, the Ide Institute is not yet capable of curing all the people who are infected, or to fully eradicate the syndrome, is that correct? Yes. Of course, curing all the villagers and eradicating the syndrome will be possible in the future, and that's our ultimate goal. But I need more time, and of course, funding to do that. Our job is to investigate, find a practice that works, and establish it as a product. This isn't a job where you can follow a blueprint to create something with certainty in a set time frame. So we hope that you'll avoid following that misconception. I guess Ide speaks out when he needs to. And what he's saying is absolutely right. Research isn't something guaranteed to produce results with money and time. But I disagree with some of the things he said. He's objecting about the time and the money, but he's basically agreeing to limit our research only towards finding a cure for Hinamizawa syndrome. That won't do. We won't unravel any mysteries that way. At that rate, the discovery of the Hinamizawa syndrome won't be recognized as my grandfather's great achievement. I see. I think I see your point. Our main purpose here is to dispose of the fact that this research was conducted for military purposes. So we must forever hide that fact that research was conducted on the strange disease called Hinamizawa syndrome, as well as hide its existence. If you can eradicate the disease without anyone ever learning about it, then we'll give you time and funding you require. We'll discuss more about this later. Is that acceptable? Yes, I have no problem with that. Then please submit a plan and a budget proposal for eradicating the syndrome in secrecy. We'll do our best on our part to prove your proposal. Thank you. I'll work on it immediately. Please don't misunderstand that it's our intention to halt that research immediately. We want to see the best possible outcome for your work. Please understand that. Yes, of course, I understand. While I was listening to their conversation, I was stuck dumbfounded with something they said. Eradicating the syndrome in secrecy. In other words, it would be as though the Hinamizawa syndrome never existed. So my grandfather's name will never be revered by anyone. The sound of rustling papers and hushed proceedings filled the meeting room, but I only heard the ticking clock as I clutched my sweating palms. Oh shit, that throws a wrench in her plans. That's why she's like, fuck it, we gotta kill Rika.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Damn. Damn. Okay. We can do this one. Maybe we should wrap up for now. I don't think you're in the mood today.
Eh? That's not true. Sorry if I gave you that impression.
Takano-san had been looking through the viewfinder, but I haven't seen her push the shutter at all. While she came along, I don't think she's in the mood for birdwatching. Takano-san has been depressed ever since the announcement of the new policies at the board meeting the other day. That's understandable. The Ide institution was created by her in the first place. It was created so that she could devote her life to researching Higurashi syndrome. For all that to be tossed aside while being asked to wrap up work within a few years, of course she's depressed. Besides, she can't even fully spend the rest of the time left on research. Their funding was being cut in stages, and by the end, they'll barely be able to finish closing up, let alone research anything. I heard that she's the granddaughter of the late Dr. Takano. Her determination to finish her grandfather's research is what kept her going until today. Since everything has been going so smoothly until recently, the sudden change in the wind's direction must have been a total shock. The shift in people pulling the strings must be pretty serious. The board of directors was completely changed out, and she heard that people and projects influenced by the Koizumi faction were being restructured to set an example. The wind's new direction seems likely to remain for a long time. It's highly unlikely that the Koizumi faction will come back into power, so no matter what we say, it's almost impossible to expect the same kind of support from them.
Isn't there something we can do?
Takano-san muttered. Unfortunately, there isn't. There is nothing anybody can do. At first, the board talked about halting the research immediately, but after lots of convincing, they finally agreed to make a gradual suspension over a few years. The people who helped us with the Ide Institute was first created are the ones who managed to do that.
I see. Well, it looks like the worst case scenario. It's actually somebody else's hard-earned victory, huh?
3 years was the best they could do. I tried to, I used your data to try and explain to the board how important this research is.
Only 3 more years, huh?
Maybe Takano-san doesn't understand how hard I tried to convince them. Because what she just said tells me the length of time really doesn't matter to her. The important thing is that her research is being stopped. The fact is that I couldn't meet her expectations and made her feel disappointed. As a man, it kinda hurts. The best I can do at this point is root as much funding as possible towards the research so that you can work to your heart's content for the few years we have left. Sorry, I can't do anything else.
That's okay. If that's the best you can do, then I'm very happy.
Her words hurt me. I wish she'd chosen different ones, but I think that would be asking too much from someone so heartbroken. I must be understanding of her pain at a time like this. Besides, I know how close she was to the deceased Kozomi-sensei. She even called him uncle. To her, his death is not just the start of a coup or change in direction. She lost a person who was always looking after her. No matter how hard she pushed herself to act villainous, she wasn't supposed to be part of this world. She was just an ordinary woman. But she was intrigued by Higurashi syndrome, and she had to find help from someone who had more power than her to be able to continue research on it. The dark side of the world she should never have gotten involved in, extended its hands out to her. She was left all by herself in that world, and she's still trying to put on a brave face. I'm sure Takano-san thinks I'm unreliable. Realistically, I'm not the kind of person who can meet her expectations. nor do I have the power to. The least I can do for her is stay sincere and remain her ally until the very end. Since she had so much room to act, it's harder for her to determine what actions to take when she's cornered. I wanted to believe she wouldn't, but I'm concerned that she might do something drastic eventually. I hope I can be of help to her in a way that her very final moment before she makes her move. But I can't even gain enough trust from her to do that. How pitiful and pathetic. Of course, part of it is, as a man, I want her to rely on me. That's not really it. She's been abandoned in this world and is all alone, so someone has to be her ally. And if I'm the only one who knows about that, then being her ally is my job. I know her too well, so I know that she'll never ask for help. Even if she says it's unnecessary, someone has to be with her. I know that. I don't really think I'm suited for that job. I'm sure that there are many reliable people out there who are more appropriate for the position than me. But I can't let her be alone until that person appears. Nakano-san, I know I'm pathetic and unreliable.
What's this all of a sudden? What is it, Chiro-san?
But I think I can be of help to you, so...
Thank you, but I don't believe that talking to people helps you feel better. Sorry. Though I'm happy to hear that you're concerned, I really am.
Okay, that's fine. I'll always be on your side. Please believe that, okay?
Of course I will. If you think of a good idea to convince the board, please let me know, okay?
Sure, I'll do my best. Why is it? I know she's such a strong person and there's nothing someone like me can do for her. But somehow, I feel she needs help and support right now. She looks as tough as ever, but only I, who has been taking pictures of her all this time, can tell. A viewfinder, after all, is a window to look into someone's heart. But if I say something like that, she'll tease me again, so I won't. Anyway, I never thought she needed support more strongly than I do right now. She going crazy. She going crazy. She's gonna fucking crack is what she's gonna do. She's gonna crack Preach's head open. Or her torso, I guess.
Like an egg.
Yep.
Crack Rika open like an egg.
Make a Rika omelet. Hey, Nakagawa-kun. Long time no see. Still at it lately? You know that? Wahahaha. No, not at all. It's no fun getting old. You gotta concentrate when you work with clay. If you put it off for a long time, your senses get dull, and there's no point. Sensei, allow me to introduce someone. This is Major Takano.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I truly appreciate it.
I really didn't make time for you, actually. I was told that I could have some good raw sea urchins. Sea urchins are good for you, did you know? Rich in vitamin A, and they're good for your skin. Women like sea urchins, right? Is it true that sea urchins are rich in vitamin A, but compared to spinach, it's not anything that's worth making a fuss about? Well, none of that matters right now. He just seemed like an unpleasant man, so I wanted to criticize him. These men are the directors of the Alphabet Project who will control the funding for the Ide Institute. There are also people who are in the position of being able to offer their opinions to those directors. To put it in a simpler way, they are the new owners of the Ide Institute. Although not as much as Uncle Koizumi was, they are also leaders and influencers in various fields. I have to be very careful not to upset them. And therefore, there's no way I would have the ability to call them in. By using the influence that the Koizumi faction once had, I finally managed to get this chance. Uncle Koizumi, who gave me his full support and made everything go my way, is not here anymore. I'm on my own from this point on, and I'll open up a path. But this stage just doesn't belong to me today. I can't let the people who offered me this chance lose face, so I have to wait patiently until it's my turn. My primary objective today is to explain what a prominent research subject the Hinamizawa syndrome is and acquire an indefinite extension for our research. They only ever think about money, so they aren't even realizing the hidden potential of Higurashi syndrome. They don't recognize that it's worth spending a lot of money on. This is not mere research on the existence of an unknown parasite, but something that may overthrow the basic foundations of anthropology. A Nobel Prize wouldn't even be enough. I won't be easy to try and explain all that to men who know nothing about any of it, but I have to. But that's why I spent many hours making these straightforward support documents. Sometimes we make documents confusing on purpose because we don't like dealing with uneducated people, but this time it's different. I can't look down on them. I must sincerely try to make them understand. The accessible support documents are in a huge pile. It feels like we're wasting time eating traditional Japanese food in such a relaxed mood. I want to get to the point and explain to them in detail so they can understand. But there is the saying, luck lies in the last helping. I have to be patient right now. To be frank, I thought the alphabet project we've seen wasn't that good. In the end, it's been nothing but a sandbox for the old men with their heads still stuck in the Pacific War. Nothing but a sandbox for those old men to craft their dreams of Imperial Japan's revival, with money that isn't even theirs. You know how much public funding was wasted on those delusions? From what I've heard, there are already prosecutors poking people like Okono-sensei and trying to pin embezzlement on the old board of directors. That's what you get for trying to suck up those old men. Of course, none of it can be made public, so I guess they'll be held responsible or demoted in another form. This is what the country gets for letting those ghosts of war run around freely all this time. Boy, these grilled sea urchins are fantastic. Wahahaha. Well, this is harsh. I realize it's extremely difficult to ask this of all of you when you feel that way, but might I have a moment of your time? Eh? You're from the Institute, aren't you? You're researching some kind of local disease in Nagano or Gifu, right? What's going on down there? The board has decided to halt the research for military applications. The research project itself is to wrap up within 3 years as well. Oh, no. Sorry, that's still being discussed. Anyhow, our work is scheduled to be shut down within a few years. Oh, yes. I remember now. The Ide Institute had a bad reputation even among the old board of directors. After all, it sucked up huge funds with barely any inspections. I don't know why, but someone high kept on pushing it for some reason. Because of that, nobody could really say anything about it, and it was left alone. But, you know, the guy loved to flirt around with women, so maybe that had something to do with it. Oh, shit.
Ooh,
Is he implying
Con
that I slept with...
Kakano out!
Is he implying that I slept with Uncle Koizumi? He's
Yep.
insulting both of us. But I held my anger in. I can't let myself be bothered by something like this.
Anyway, today I would like to explain to you the details of our Institute's research, and I ask you to reconsider your decision.
Should infect him with Hinamizawa's syndrome. Takano, what are you doing?
Just kill him.
Just infect them with it and then they'll want it researched.
I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend this meeting today.
Well, I guess they don't give out free sea urchins for nothing, huh? Wahahaha. I explained to them how much Hinamizawa syndrome mattered while being very careful not to go too fast. I tried to let them know that the syndrome's potential is not limited to small things like military applications, but is much more meaningful than that. It may explain ideology and religion. It may even shake the very definition of a human being. I took my time to explain as slowly and clearly as possible. I'm not confident that all of it had gotten through to those boorish men, but I'm happy if they understood even just part of it. As long as they understood how much of a magnificent discovery Hinamizawa syndrome really is. Thank you, Major. I see. we should like to discuss this amongst ourselves. So could you please excuse yourself?
Yes. Thank you.
Obviously, they can't discuss in front of me. I left all the documents with them. All I could do now is hope that you viewed them favorably. I left the room and closed the sliding door. The room next door is the preparation room, so I was to head there. But I stopped. I shouldn't have done it, but I tried to listen in through the sliding door. Well, I don't know what to say. I feel sorry for everyone on the previous board of directors. I know how you feel. Koizumi-sensei pushed this so strongly. I met him once before, when he became funding director of Redacted Pharmaceuticals. He seemed like a very intelligent person to me. I guess he just can't win against age. It makes you realize how important it is for humans to know when to pull out.
Oh my god.
Saying he did pull out. Oh my god, that's perfect. Oh goodness. I'm taking a screening of that. But it is a fact that this very rare disease called Hamimazawa syndrome really exists. So not everything is a delusion. I hear the Earday Institute has already succeeded in identifying the disease and developing a treatment? Isn't that enough? In modern Japan, we have to be careful with things that might make neighboring countries nervous, and military-related issues are the most sensitive ones. So, at the very least, we must erase the fact that research for military purposes has been going on for the past few years immediately. Is that separate from simply discontinuing the military research then? Yes. Even if we stopped it immediately, the fact that the Hamimazawa syndrome was being researched in order to create a biological weapon remains. We should hide that fact no matter what purpose the research ends up being used for. If possible, it would be best if Hamimazawa syndrome just disappears. That's true. If the disease remains, then sooner or later someone will become curious about it and dig up the hole we filled. I think we should follow the decision of the board of directors, and as soon as the Earday Institute eradicates this disease, we should have them destroy all evidence of their work before disbanding. I guess that's for the best. It's not even a matter of a Nobel Prize, it's just useless for post-war Japan. Besides, this disease has existed for hundreds of years, right? And we made it this far without any problems. From the start, I thought this amounted to little more than poking around in the bushes. Me too. I don't doubt the existence of the syndrome, but Dr. Takano, who discovered the disease, is exaggerating more than a little. He had quite a unique interpretation of things. First of all, I've never heard of a parasite that's capable of controlling people's thoughts. It's just too much. If we tried to explain religions with this, then Buddha, Christ, all those people would be, what was it again? Queen carriers? If we tried exposing things like this, we'd be attacked by every nation on the planet. Religion is pretty scary nowadays. Oh. If there are parasites that live in animal brains, then I guess we can say there are parasites that live in human brains too. But for them to control human thoughts? That's a bit too unique, you know. As I peeked through the gap in the sliding door, I became trapped with an unbelievable sense of deja vu. This is my first time experiencing this, but it doesn't feel that way. I don't know why, but the memory is so sad and so painful. Huh? Why? Tears? Before I realized it, I saw a very nostalgic carpeted room on the other side of the sliding door instead of a room covered in tatami mats. The room was filled with the smell of dust mixed with the smell of some evaporated medicine, but it's very soothing to me just the same. And there is my grandfather. His article that he poured his heart into is being made a mockery of, yet he wasn't even allowed to cry. This isn't a delusion, because within the documents I left with those men, there are a lot of references to the article my grandfather wrote. So I'm not surprised for my grandfather to be standing right there, explaining it to them himself. Together with my tears from seeing out the sight of my beloved grandfather, I watched those men insult and belittle his masterpiece. I've seen this sight before, and the sight should have ended there. Why is it repeating before my eyes? I can only blankly peek through the sliding door at the strange world where reality and illusion overlap. The Major is a little strange, and Koizumi-sensei, who believed in something as ridiculous as this, is a little strange too. But the stranger one of all is the person who wrote this article in the first place. It blends together expectations and delusions, and looks more like fiction than a thesis. I think this will be a big hit once it gets published, you know. You're absolutely right. I have a friend who's the head of a publishing company. I bet he'll love this. This is not a laughing matter, gentlemen. A huge amount of money was poured into this over the past few years. The worst thing is that the equipment used to gas the villagers in case of an emergency have already been procured. Our people must never learn about this. For such a plan to exist is scary enough, but if people find out about this equipment, the whole country will turn against us. On top of that, the cost to maintain this equipment is enormous. You don't really think it's being maintained, do you? Surely this whole project is some kind of money laundering scheme. What did they say anyway? If one girl dies, the whole village will go crazy at once? What kind of comic book is this? Exactly. Someone actually believed such a childish story and put a huge amount of money into it. Now that's crazy. What's truly ridiculous is that someone actually took these documents seriously. As he said that, he placed the documents down with an exaggerated gesture. Actually, I should say he slammed them down, because the papers ended up scattered all over the floor. You're too right. Excuse me. I need to use the bathroom. One of the men stood up and stepped on the papers. And they weren't the papers on the topping mats, but the ones on the carpet. Right there, I can see my grandfather filled with heart-rending sadness. Yet he can't let it show on his face. Grandfather's expression didn't change. Yet, it seemed distorted to me. I could see the walls of my grandfather's study crumbling and twisting behind him. I jumped into the room. I grabbed onto the man's legs. I don't hate him. No, it's not whether I hate him or not. Sure, I hate him, but that's not it. I just can't forgive the feet stepping on my grandfather's article.
Don't step on them. My grandpa wrote those. Don't step on them.
Oh, sorry. Those feet are still stepping on the papers. I tried to make them move, but they won't even budge, as though they've grown roots. So I begged as I grabbed onto his legs. I tried to pull the papers from under his feet, but I can't move his feet. I can't pull out the papers.
Don't step on them. Don't step on them. My grandpa's... Don't step on them.
Sobbing echoed in that silent room, just like it did back then. I don't think this is gonna go well.
I kind of feel bad for Takano.
Kind of.
Kind of feel bad for Takano, but like, she kills kids, so...
Yeah, she kind
Not really.
of did genocide, you know?
I mean, I feel about as bad as for her as I do for, like, Jeffrey Dahmer.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, we completed first 5.
We just have the red ones. We just have the red ones.
The last 2 pages. We're getting close.
Yeah.
I
We
think-
should have...
I think this is it. Revenge of Mute? I don't know about revenge.
No.
Okay.
We should have the sea urchin.
Grandfather's articles were trampled on. We have proof as clear as the pathogen causing Hidemazawa syndrome. So why can't they believe in its life cycle? Because they've never heard of that before? Because they can't imagine it? Because there's no way something so absurd could be true? Don't tell me that. I can't bring myself to care about the limits of those commoners' understanding. Why can't anyone believe the truth of my grandfather's article, which has been proven by the Ide Institute? Why do people continue to believe that humans are a special existence? Humans are simply a species of animal. When various parasites that control their animal hosts exist, how can people declare parasites that use humans as their hosts don't? Wait, this isn't the problem. Not at all. because everyone believed my grandfather's article up until now. Isn't that why the Ministry of Health and Defense Agency lent me their assistance? But out of nowhere, they turned cold. In other words, every bit of their help was because Uncle Koizumi had my back. So nobody actually read my grandfather's article? Did they just pretend in order to make Uncle Koizumi happy? What is the meaning of everything I've done up until today? I thought I'd achieved something, but what have I really accomplished? I don't know what's going on, and all I can do is wallow in grief. The more I think about it, the more I no longer understand the meaning of my own life. Didn't Mio Takano devote her life to being useful for her grandfather? Then I haven't done anything for him at all. Count 3 if my grandfather and I can go on count 4. What a crazy thing to say. No. If I let my mind wander, doubt about myself and my life will slip in. So I'm just going to fill the gap in my heart with alcohol. The typical adult thing to do. Is it that strange to presume the existence of something can influence human thoughts? It's true that Higurashi syndrome isn't the actual cause of ideology. The best it can do is drive people mad. Socialism or capitalism don't originate with it. In the era my grandfather was living, you couldn't talk about the whole world without ideology. The article came from about time and age, so some of its inferences may be exaggerated or biased. That's no reason to deny its foresight. You can't simply say it's crazy and push it aside. Besides, the most important thing they ignored is the fact that Rika Furude, the Queen Carrier, holds the fate of this village in her hands. My grandfather had predicted the importance and danger of the Queen Carrier since beginning his research on Higurashi syndrome. But the hypothesis of the infected community collapsing into madness if the Queen Carrier dies is a Pandora's box that can't be proven. It can only be confirmed after Rika Furude's death, and if she dies, it'll be too late. But there's no mistake that Rika Furude is the Queen Carrier, and a very special existence. It's clear from various experiments we performed that she has a special influence on the infected villagers. Her death really could trigger the collapse of the entire village. That's no mistake. My grandfather predicted it. To say all of that sounds like a comic book is just too cruel. For them to call the various preparations we made to protect her a fictional project that was used to tunnel funds. What I'm doing now is simply what my grandfather was going to do. Therefore, insulting my research is the same as insulting my grandfather. According to my grandfather's article, the first thing that needs to be done when researching the syndrome is to protect the Queen Carrier. Yet they ridiculed that more than anything else. The more I think about it, the more their words stick in my memory. I can almost hear their voices, and I can't stop myself from covering my ears. I'm sure the members of the board of directors think I'm crazy. I was trying to petition for the Ide Institute to not be shut down, but it backfired. The members will think that Higurashi syndrome is some kind of joke, and I'm sure they'll push even harder now to stop our research. If that happens, I would have to go back to researching as an individual. In other words, the same as what my grandfather did. There's a limit to what an individual can do. It's doubtful if I would even be able to go back to researching it individually. Once the Ide Institute is disbanded, everyone is obligated to keep it confidential until we die. I signed a contract to that extent. That's not just a simple promise. If I were to break it, a special unit like the Fountain Dogs would come after me to ensure that I keep everything confidential. Even if that doesn't happen. The Ide Institute is to eradicate the syndrome within a few years and to bury every trace of it, including the results of our research. This isn't the normal process of research and treatment. They want to pretend nothing ever happened to begin with. I wanted to continue and complete my grandfather's work. What's happening now will result in the complete opposite. I'm actually helping to eliminate my grandfather's hard-earned research from this world. That treatment has been created already. Although Ide is as passionate as I am about developing a cure, he's not particularly interested in any other aspect about our research. I hate to admit it, but he has more experience and talent than I do. I'm sure he'll come up with a plan for eradicating Higurashi syndrome within 3 years as requested by the new board of directors. And that board of directors will provide just enough funds to bury the syndrome. Ide will do that happily. Just like the time when he disposed of all the research data on test medicine H170 as was requested. All I can do is to passively hinder them, just like they did me, while watching the Higurashi syndrome get eradicated. When everything is over, I'll finally complete an article which is destined to be destroyed. Should I kill myself with the thoughts of it in my head so I can at least present the article to my grandfather? He won't be happy even if I did that. On the contrary, he'll be disappointed in me for throwing the research he spent half of his life on down the drain. He won't embrace me, I know that for sure. I wanted to reveal Higurashi syndrome to the world. I wanted the world to acknowledge my grandfather's masterpiece. I wanted to carve his name in history, promote him to a god. My grandfather waited, believing the day would come, and he must be patiently waiting still, even after entering his eternal sleep. But I ruined it. I wanted him to become a god. I was going to become a god myself too. There we'll be together forever, and I'll never have to be alone. If I become a god, God won't test me. There won't be any unhappiness. There won't be a sudden train accident. My grandfather won't go away, nor will Uncle Kozumi. I'll never have to go back to being alone. I am alone. I have no allies. I was just dancing in ecstasy on a stage without anybody watching. I had only realized that there was no applause, but only ridicule. No, it's doubtful there was actually anyone in the audience to begin with. My parents died, my grandfather died, and then Uncle Koizumi died. 3 times had God toyed with me when they rolled of their dice. I thought I overcome each of these trials in my own strength, but I didn't. I was protected by a new guardian each time. And this time, I have no guardians that can protect me. When I first arrived in Hinamizawa, I had every intention of challenging God and kicking him off his throne. But now, forget challenging God, I'm just a loser being played with. I suddenly can't find it within myself to care about anything. Because if I cared, I'd be swallowed up by sadness. Soaking my heart in alcohol is all I can do to forget about everything. A luxurious black car abruptly stopped next to me. Did you say Index?
Like Rika.
Oh, yeah. I became sober immediately, as cars like that remind me of the time when I was captured after escaping from the orphanage. Suspicious-looking men in black suits and sunglasses got out from the car. I realized it instantly. They must have been sent by one of my clients. Being involved in the development of a biological weapon, being the main person responsible for it, and on top of that, being mentally unstable. They obviously don't want me walking around freely. They're going to abduct me, seal me in concrete, and erase my existence. Or so I thought. I expected them to grab me and shove me into the car. But surprisingly, they bowed deeply to me instead. Are you the Vice Administrator of the ENVtuber, Major Mio Takano?
Normally, yes. I'm just a drunk loser at the moment, though.
There was someone who would like to meet with you. Would you please come along with us?
Even if I refuse, you're going to take me away along anyway, right?
I'll be killed anyway. I can't make my grandfather's wish come true, even if I live. Cynical thoughts like that ran through my head. Then the person in the back seat said,
I won't force you. I won't force you. But I'm sure we can help.
I've never met this young woman before. She must be around my age. She knows about the Ide Institute, so she must be somehow connected to my clients. She's too young to be one herself. I bet a client who doesn't want to expose himself sent her. Even if I live, I can't make my grandfather a god. I can't be a god myself either. Who cares about where a loser like me gets killed anyway? I made up my mind and got into the back seat. Hey, Ellie, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Ellie.
Welcome. We're getting to a real depressed, sad scene here. As soon as I got in, the luxurious car smoothly took off. Silence filled the car for a time. They're the ones that invited me. I don't have anything to say myself.
Long time, no see. I'm sure you don't remember me, but we met in passing at Koizumi Sensei's funeral.
You went to a roller coaster park? Nice.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, we did. Sorry, I don't remember.
There were so many people at the funeral. I can't recall any of them. But why is that what she's opening with? Does that mean she belongs to the Koizumi faction?
Koizumi Sensei was very active as one of the opinion leaders during the post-war restoration. You can't begin to talk about the way the country is today without mentioning his accomplishments. When you were rebuilding the country from the burned fields when we were rebuilding the country from the burned fields after the war, our nation's supporters were united. But unfortunately, it's hard to say that now. As our time of peace grows longer, and we started seeing the generation who didn't remember the burned fields become key national figures, we saw a decline in those who understood the noble intentions we started with. As the final remaining member of those noble men, Koizumi Sensei was the central pillar guiding us into the 21st century. After his death, the Koizumi faction quickly fell. As a result, other factions are extending their influences, leading everything to become quite a mess, right?
I heard about these things from Jiro-san. It's really no different from the Sengoku era. When a lord or military leader died back then, the struggle to become his successor brought chaos to the nation. This country hasn't changed for hundreds of years.
Exactly. Unfortunately, while we built peace, while we built peaceful Japan to a comforting place to live, the noble intentions that guided us from the onset have been forgotten. Right now, various factions are fighting in Tokyo over a seat left behind by Koizumi Sensei. If Koizumi Sensei and the other deceased servicemen ever found out about this, they'd be disappointed. Oh, what does that have to do with me? Aren't you the biggest victim of all here? I think you've had enough experiences with sudden shifts in the wind, haven't you?
It's true that our research began because of Koizumi Sensei's support, and the pressures we faced under the anti-Koizumi faction have been tempestuous and cold. Maybe for them, every project that Koizumi Sensei left behind is an eyesore, regardless of what that project is. In other words, that simply means they rejected the research itself, doesn't it? Come to think of it, something like this happened with my grandfather too. Back then, Koizumi brought authorities from various fields to see him. They talked down to my grandfather despite the praise they'd given earlier. Koizumi Sensei told me that the masterminds were responsible for that.
Not too much of a stretch to say that your research in Higurashi syndrome is the #1 leader in terms of funding, organization, and so forth in terms of project within the Alphabet Project. Therefore, it's been made into a scapegoat by those people who want to monopolize the interests of the project.
A scapegoat.
What I mean is that your research into Higurashi syndrome isn't what they rejected. What's important to them isn't the content, but the action leading the project. I wanted to tell you that today. In the end, I'm just a sacrificial goat put up for everyone to see, huh? It doesn't matter what I research. The only thing they care about is that we belong to the Koizumi faction.
Yeah, fuck that road, Jelly. Get that shit out of here.
Don't fuck it. Smash it. British fuck it.
You. You. You.
I know you. It's kill with fire, man. You have to burn your house down.
That's correct. The faction in control is like the direction of the wind. Sometimes it's a tailwind, and sometimes it's a headwind. Fortunately, once the direction changes, it's not easy to turn it back around. Unless you're the waker of the winds. But I don't see Link here anywhere.
No. Not in this universe.
So, you're saying it won't be easy to bring my hostile clients back?
It did look kind of hot. Oh shit. Was it on fire? Was it on
Oh my
fire or
God.
something? Ew.
Yeah, it's spray can hot.
That's correct. The Alphabet Project has been taken over completely. All of the directors have been replaced, and they're only interested in fulfilling their own desires. From the very beginning, they had no intention of listening to your explanation.
I grasped my knees, remembering that humiliating day.
We change the subject for now. What would you consider the objective of your research? Your research, Takano-san?
That's it. Is to fulfill my intellectual curiosity.
Isn't it that you promised you made the late? Isn't it the promise you made the late Dr. Takano? You look up to as your grandfather.
Well, that's surprising. Koizumi Sensei once told me that this factory would become a hindrance, so I've never told any of my clients about it. How did you find out? If they know that, maybe they know a lot more about us than I think.
Where did you hear about that?
Koizumi Sensei told me.
What?
You were not enemies. Please relax. We're here to help you.
I don't know who she really is, but I know she's here because she wants something from me.
You slept with Poison Sensei?
So what is it that she wants? She knows about the relationship between my grandfather and me, so I can't be careless.
But in order for us to help you, we need to have you tell us the truth. In other words, we want you to be honest.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
What is your true purpose in researching Hinamizawa syndrome?
To have my grandfather's masterpiece acknowledged for what it is, and to have him become a god.
Was eating Cheetos.
Isn't it to have the world acknowledge the late Dr. Takano's research and to get revenge against those who trample upon and look down on the articles your grandfather wrote with all his heart?
I'm reaching the limit of not letting my surprise show on my face. How much does this woman know about me? In the first place, who is she? How does she know everything I'm thinking? I can't admit that out loud in any case. I have appearances to consider. But while this elegant woman was wearing an angelic smile, she laughed with the devil's seductive whisper, several times better at it than I am. A simple smile and a devilish grin are completely different. An ordinary smile means goodwill, but a malicious smirk means the complete opposite. This woman can read my deepest thoughts, and while doing so, she's testing me to see how honest I can be with her.
Maybe she's a god.
Maybe. Whether I tell her the truth or not isn't the issue here. She's testing me to see if I can trust her enough to confess everything.
If I've completely misunderstood, please forgive me. We'll take you to the nearest train station. That'll be Higurashi Station, 1 minute.
Wow.
On the other hand, if what I'm saying is somewhat close to what you're feeling, I think we can help each other. What do you think, Mio Takano-san?
I can't say anything in reply, but I think that simply remaining silent might also be an answer. I want to hear what she wants from me. I've always phrased my objective as some vague idea of turning my grandfather into a god, but she's just taught me what my true objective is. I want to get revenge for my grandfather's suffering. I want those people to fight over their right to read the article they once trampled on and mocked. I want them to believe, no, to worship every single word my grandfather left behind. That is my true objective. This woman has stated out loud that which I have only whispered within myself. She even asked me if she was correct. Is this woman an angel or a devil?
Probably a demon.
Probably. If I'm a human, is she in existence above me?
Your misfortune was that you didn't understand your true objective. That's why you couldn't achieve anything. You set an abstract goal like uncovering the mysteries of ENVtuber syndrome, which could never be achieved. So you couldn't help but question the meaning of your own life. Isn't that right? That's wrong. Your actual objective, your earnest dream, isn't so abstract. Can you imagine? Just think of this scene. The true leaders of this nation are reading your grandfather's article while shocked at its content. They believe all of it without even a hint of doubt. These people humbly read the article with footprints on its back. They express their respect at the insightfulness of its research and tremble in fear at its implications. What do you think? Were you able to imagine it?
This is my first time envisioning something like this, and yet it's been my dream all along.
Your grandfather is the one who named it. Higurashi syndrome, yes. And that name will echo in every corner of this nation and will be carved into eternity.
Carved into eternity for all time.
Indeed, your father's masterpiece will be remembered forever. Isn't that the dream you've devoted your whole life to realizing?
My grandfather's masterpiece will be remembered forever. Remembered. Forever.
And yet, pigs couldn't understand turned your dream into a sacrifice simply because of the fractional conflicts of interest. They're even trying to trample it into the ground. Just like how they kept trampling on your grandfather's article. See? You must be full of regret. The neighbor you've worked so hard for is indeed the same as the article your grandfather did his best to produce. You can't forgive people who laughed at it. You can't forgive those pigs who ridiculed your grandfather's masterpiece. Aren't I right? Oh, I know I'm right. But you didn't think about that. Because you're so kind as to not know how to condemn people. See?
An indescribable emotion is filling me, making me feel like I'm suffocating. The sensation of being cautious and calm, oppressed and distressed are all blending together. My heart is beating fast and my fingertips are shaking. Why am I at peace? Is it because she reminded me of my true dream that I couldn't express with my own words until now? Is it because she made me aware of the anger within myself? Why am I hesitant? Is it because she's reminded me of things I've never told anyone until now? No, those are the things I've never even told myself.
Hey, Neil-san. What I'm saying isn't wrong, but it's, in fact, completely true. I know how I can help you with both your dream and revenge. What's the matter? Are you feeling alright? If that's the case, I shouldn't keep you. We'll take you to the nearest station. No.
A small noise leaked pathetically out of my mouth, like a child apologizing for a prank.
Did you say something?
I know she heard me. The one smiled, trying to make me say it again.
That's not it. I'm doing perfectly fine.
I'm glad. Let's continue then.
If that's it, in fact, my dream, then what can you do?
I'll help you with both of your vengeances. One is revenge for your grandfather. We will make those people who ridiculed your grandfather's article humbly take it into their hands once again. The one they violated. The other is revenge against the board of directors for trampling over your research. Simply because of their fractional, factional, factional conflicts. Took me a minute. A revenge against the filthy pigs who tried to stomp on not only your word, but on your life as well.
Getting revenge against the board of directors. By having them read my grandfather's article.
I'll be honest with you too. We're helping you because our interests are the same. We can't allow the project that Koizumi Sensei established for the sake of Japan's future be eaten up by those low lives after his death. If we had more power, we wouldn't have allowed that scum to become involved at all. However, the wind started to blow in a different direction, and the project can no longer express Koizumi-sensei's ideals. It had become a pigsty for them to satisfy their own desires. Koizumi-sensei, who gave them the name Alphabet Project, would not have wished for it to remain this way. The project should have been shut down the minute it deviated from his ideals. So you're trying to make the sacrificial sheep of the factional conflict into a wolf, are you? Oh, if you choose to keep your grandfather's articles hidden away in your heart, then I won't force you.
No, I won't let that happen. I don't mind falling to the ground myself, but at least my grandpa's article.
Don't you want to make the article that represents you and your grandfather's lives? It's something that will last forever. After all, that's your dream, isn't it?
That's right. That's the reason to live. It's my reason to live.
Well, I'll give you a chance to make your dream come true.
On the night I decided I was a loser in life, and drowned myself in tears and alcohol after being abandoned by everything, I met someone who could be an angel or a devil. Is this divine salvation or the devil's seduction? I fought with the board of directors regarding the continuation of her research, but that was completely off target. That wasn't my true goal. My objective isn't to continue researching Hinamizawa syndrome. It's to have the world acknowledge my grandfather's research as a masterpiece. Somehow, the method for achieving that swapped places with my objective and caused me to misunderstand myself. The purpose of my life isn't to continue my grandfather's research. It's to get revenge and repay them for my grandfather's suffering. That's what this woman is saying. She's promising to make my grandfather's research eternal. She's also promising an opportunity to take revenge against those who laughed at it. When Uncle Koizumi died, I thought God was playing dice with my fate. But my unshakable conviction gathered together a power stronger than God's die. So maybe this meeting happened for a reason. Curse you, God! You're testing me again? I will overcome the death of Uncle Koizumi, and I will make my grandfather an eternal existence by taking revenge against the God who tested me. I will, for certain, I will take my revenge. Damn. Okay.
Was that much, by the way?
Huh?
Was the high pitched voice too much, by the way?
Too much? What do you mean?
I don't know. I wanted it to sound like a sexy version of Moni Myrtle.
Nope. It was fine. We don't know who the fuck that lady is, so shit. So we have 7, 8, 9 to go. We're getting so close. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's been 3 hours and like 15 minutes.
Yeah!
So we're coming up on the end, folks.
I think we have just enough to finish the next one with the fragments. Because I feel like we always read about that many.
Yeah. We may be able to... I don't know how long there's like a post thing after the tips. I don't know how long that is. But we can probably get through the tips
What if
in
we
another stream.
do all but one, the last tip on next stream?
All but one?
And then just leave it on that cliffhanger.
That's fucking funny. Maybe.
Oh.
Switch back to just chatting. But yeah, what'd y'all think of that episode, everybody? It was, things get wrapped up, huh? Let me see.
Yeah. Oh, my back.
Let me
My
see.
back.
I gotta
my
choose somebody to raid.
Oh, you're welcome for stream, Kitten. We're happy to do this. I'm seriously interested in the ending anyway.
yeah, me too.
I may have been a little bit miffed that Penguin read some without me, so I'm gonna have to go into the stream and watch it.
You really didn't miss much, I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, I feel like I missed a lot.
Let's see.
I was so late and I feel so bad.
No, you weren't that late. I started
bad.
late.
Well,
So,
I figured you'd start late and then you probably talk a while. Or do you only do that when you meet? Feels like it's a impromptu just chatting stream when we're together half the time.
It turns into that, yeah. Alright, I'm looking for somebody who's playing a visual novel. So I'm looking for a brand new person.
I'm playing a visual novel.
So I look for a similar visual, sort of. It's called Zero Escape. 9 hours, 9 person, 9 doors. I played it a while ago. It's fun.
Susie posted, I'll pass on VR.
Oh.
Let me see, I'm just gonna go in their stream real quick, see what they're up to. Wow, da. Thank you, Yodo. Yeah. Thank you for the redeem, my friend. Thank you. Let me see.
Didn't work before.
We need actual hints.
I mean, cool visual novels.
I read it's going to be.
I would love to write
dot.
one.
Nope.
Yeah, just. So yeah, what?
Do you think that'd be fun to write a visual
Okay, that's
novel?
what it is. The hint was.
It would be,
it's-
but it'd be hard for it to be like stand out, you know? It'd be really hard actually.
You just put all of the VTubers you know in it, and it'll stand out just fine.
Shit. If I'd known it was gonna
It'll all be
this,
okay.
I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
I don't know. Doki Doki stood out really well,
You sure?
and so did like Dream Daddy and stuff.
I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So you could just tell me.
Nekopara.
Damn, it's hard to pick somebody. It's fucking
Oh
sucks.
gosh, they have someone playing Utawareru Mono. Utawareru Mono. The one being sung. That's what that means. Is the one being sung. Don't ask why. I just love it. Good anime. Good anime.
What'd you say? What anime?
Utawareru Mono. Utawareru Mono. It means the one being sung.
Oh, I think that was kind of cool though. Oh my god, no!
Oh fuck it, we'll rate somebody else. Alright, I just picked some random person so it was recommended on the recommended page. Let's see.
Tech visual novel.
Okay. Their name is KEXE. We're gonna rate them. They're playing Kirby. Kirby Superstar. I love that fucking game. Fuck it. They're on the front page. I'm like, fuck it, we're going there. But yeah. What the hell should a raid message be? What should a raid message be?
Step on me, daddy. No. Just
No,
kidding.
not for
I
a
was
random
kidding.
person.
I was kidding. I was kidding. I was kidding.
Spooky Pengu raid.
Poopy Penguin.
Give us your fish, because they don't know us. Hey, everybody.
Balls. They don't know us, do they?
Nope.
Okay. I was making a Kirby joke. Oh.
Someone
Oh.
tried to post a link.
Oh no. Wow. And he was gone.
Alright, everybody. That'll be a raid message. Copy down the message. Don't use the emotes if you're not subscribed, obviously. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming to hang out. I'll see you all again tomorrow. We're going to do more Layers of Fear. Well, yeah, thanks, Index, for coming to help me. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Good night, everybody. Kisses.
Good night.
Night.